40 major airports affected.
Most of the passengers here at DCA have heard from their airlines about possible delays and cancellations.
Well, they sent me out a few emails indicating that it's a possibility.
This passenger got here early for his flight to Orlando. He does a lot of traveling for work.
So that could also affect our business.
This traveler says he is concerned.
I've got a wedding to get to, and I hope I get home in time.
Neil Augenstein for CBS News, Reagan National Airport.
To the north, CBS's Meg Oliver.
If you're flying out of Newark today, I've got to be honest, it's not a bad place to be. Less than 50 flights have been canceled. The other two major airports, LaGuardia and JFK, they're faring just as good. Most of the airlines are telling us that these impacts of about 4% of the cuts that started today are going to be felt at regional airport.
The Senate could vote today on a revamped Republican spending proposal designed to entice Democratic support. CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns on Capitol Hill covering the shutdown.
Talking to Democrats, they are very emboldened from the election results on Tuesday and from the president's own comments the following morning, saying that Republicans were the ones getting the blame, and that, in his words, was evident from the election results. So there are a lot of Democrats up here who feel like they shouldn't give in at this point, that they've got some political capital and they want to use it.
The Trump administration will appeal a judge's order that called for SNAP food benefits to be paid out this month in their entirety. The number of people in ICE custody has hit a record high, as we hear from CBS's Michael Wallace.
Internal Department of Homeland Security data obtained by CBS News says the number of detainees climbed to 66,000 this week. That's a 70% increase since President Trump took office in January. Half of the detainees do not have criminal charges or convictions.
Several victims of the massive Eaton wildfire in Southern California earlier this year are calling on the state for help after testing showed the toxins remain in their homes despite remediation. Bill Malone lives there.
This house is contaminated. We're finding black soot and stuff like that in our drawers and our cabinets. And if it's in our drawers and our cabinets, we can't trust anything.
Denmark's government's announced a plan to ban social media access for anyone under 15. Grammy nominations today.
If this world were mine.
Kendrick Lamar leads the way. He has 9. Checking Wall Street. Right now the Dow is down 370. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
We'll check flight cancellations at SeaTac Airport due to the government shutdown. But first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. In Tacoma, a crash is blocking a lane on I-5 northbound at the I-705 interchange. And watch out for water over the roadway on I-5 southbound near Pacific Avenue Southeast. Other than that, though, no major issues out there, and your travel times are looking good. Everett to Seattle, 27 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, 31. Renton to Bellevue, 29. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. The FAA has ordered airlines at the nation's busiest airports to reduce flights by 4% today because of safety concerns during the government shutdown. And that includes SeaTac Airport, where a traveler tells KIRO 7 TV.
Here's hoping that they get it together so people can be with their families for Thanksgiving.
FlightAware says 27 flights out of SeaTac have been canceled today. 46 are delayed so far. The sons of an 88-year-old South Seattle woman are pleading for justice. Emma Cotton was sitting on her back porch last month when a robber attacked her for her jewelry, biting off her finger when he couldn't get her ring off. Her son tells KIRO 7 TV.
One of the things that impressed me the most about what she said, we were all sitting in the room talking, and she said, "Marvin, I forgive him."
Police are still searching for that robber. Kane County prosecutors say an unregistered sex offender is now charged with first-degree murder with sexual motivation in the cold case killing of a 14-year-old girl, Tanya Frazier. She disappeared from her Seattle neighborhood in 1994 and was later found stabbed to death. 57-year-old Mark Anthony Russ is being held without bail. Snohomish County deputies are searching for the hit-and-run driver who injured a man on Halloween. More from KIRO 7 TV's Jason Sloss.
Chris Bender says he and a neighbor noticed a group of several people en masse stealing candy off porches. The group, also seen here on video, egging homes. When they stopped next to a mom and her little boy on the sidewalk, then someone in the truck threw something at them. Bender says he went over to tell the group to leave.
They were stopped. They looked at me and then gunned it.
Bender was taken to the hospital. He suffered a broken leg and rib, a concussion, along with plenty of scrapes and bruises.
Incumbent Bruce Harrell still leads Seattle's mayoral race, but the gap is shrinking. His margin over Katie Wilson dropped from 8 points election night to about 6. The next ballot count comes in at 4 this afternoon. Seattle's new pro women's hockey league team now has a name.
We are the Seattle Torn.
The team's logo features a stylized S resembling rushing water. The Torn kicks off its inaugural season November 21st in Vancouver, BC, with its first home game November 28th at Climate Pledge Arena against the Minnesota Frost. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Cloudy skies today with highs in the mid-50s. It's 47 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, hey, hey! So hard. Oh, it is. Happy Fresh Fridays here on the Gee and Ursula Show. It's November 7th. Yesterday was November 6th, so today was November 7th. Ursula, you know what that gonna mean? 6-7! That was corny.
Never gets old.
Ursula, I'm starting off the day on third base.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah, I'm starting off on third.
That means it's going to be especially fun.
Yep.
Because it's going to be an especially fresh Friday. Not only do we have our You Be the Judge segment coming up at 9:30, and we're going to talk about a case that, gee, I think it has convinced me to change my mind about flock cameras. So that's one. We're also going to have our Hell to the No segment. That's coming up in the 10 o'clock hour. So you know that's going to be good. And suddenly you have a look on your face like you're in shock about something. Are you good?
I'm good.
Okay. Text line 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
Top stories of the day brought to you by Bath Fitter Northwest.
Well, we're going to start with some of the latest election news. Challenger Katie Wilson is closing the gap in Seattle's mayoral race after trailing Bruce Harrell by 8 points on Wednesday. She has shaved that lead down to about 5.7 percentage points in Thursday's ballot drop. Mayor Harrell is still ahead, roughly 91,000 votes to her 81,000. But this thing, of course, is nowhere near done. King County elections say there are still around 100 to maybe even 110,000 ballots left to count, and we won't know the final outcome until sometime next week. The first 2 days of counting were mostly early arriving mail. Thursday was the beginning of the Election Day drop box avalanche. And remember, this year, we on the show had broke the story about how the Secretary of State's office and the U.S. Postal Service were telling people don't count on putting your ballots in the mail and to go directly to the drop box. So that did happen. So drop box traffic was especially heavy. And so now the next update is going to come this afternoon. So it is still very tight.
Yeah, yesterday she took about 51% of the ballots that were counted yesterday, and so it's looking like this. Probably of the 100,000-ish that's left, she'll probably, from what I'm hearing, that she would probably need to take about 56% of the remaining $100,000 ballots is coming in. So, hey, it's close. I don't think anybody questioned if it was going to be close. So that's what needs to happen. We'll find out more today, but I think after today, she probably would need to take about 56%.
Now, if you were a betting person, because you know that in past history in Seattle, the later votes tend to lean more progressive. And so if that were the case, that would not bode well for incumbent mayor Bruce Harrell. Do you think we're going to see something different this time around?
Yes, because this is kind of like a different one. I think that in any other, I think that if Katie Wilson, like it's done now, it doesn't matter what I say. If Katie Wilson would have checked off maybe one or two more boxes, I think Bruce Harrell loses this race. If there would have been some other boxes that were checked off. But yes, you're right about usually the progressive votes, usually more left-leaning liberal votes come in last. I think that there's going to be too much of a hill to climb coming up for this, but we'll see. She needs 56. I don't think that she'll get 56%-ish of the next 100,000 votes.
And I heard Luke Ducey earlier on Seattle's Morning News talking about some people were saying, and maybe even her campaign was saying, that it was slower counting this time around, and perhaps it was going to help with her race. But King County Elections came back and said, no, it's not any slower counting. What's a little different is the turnout is a little bit higher. It's higher this time around for an off year.
Right.
And there were more people, again, dropping off their ballots versus sending it by mail.
And one more thing. Yes, there are a lot of renters. There's some renters here in Seattle, but there's also a lot of homeowners too, right? And so you have homeowners. Seattle is the land of affluence, and I know you hate it when I say that because that's what it is. And one thing about affluence is a lot of people like to keep their money, and so any thought of not being able to keep that money goes to Bruce.
Maybe some positive news for Bruce here. The most famous test case of the ballots swing progressive at the end, it was Shama Sawant's re-election in 2019.
I remember that night.
And I think the reason why so many ballots went her way late is because of the Amazon effect in that election. When Amazon dumped millions into trying to defeat her, that was
backfired.
As much of a anti-Amazon vote as it was a pro-Shama Sawant vote, and I don't see any kind of energy like that here.
Now, in the race for King County Executive, Gurmai Zahalai is widening the gap, and for the second straight day, he expanded his lead over Claudia Balducci, pulling in nearly 52% of the vote after Thursday's count compared to her 47%. King County Elections again processed about 75,000 ballots on Thursday, 225,000 still waiting in the hopper. If turnout lands around 45%, Balducci would need to win about 55% of what's left to pull ahead. But I'm going to say I think he stays ahead and wins this one.
Yeah, I think so too. It looks like he kind of increased that lead. I think that's going to happen. I got to tell you, I didn't know, and I think this race could have gone either way. I don't think most people think either or. And one thing about on social media, I don't see people going crazy each way either. Like, it's one of those things where they're like, it's like 6-7.
You're not going to lose.
No.
Yeah, but yeah, the thing that's really interesting to me is that Gurmai Zahalai's story is pretty incredible.
Yes.
He came to this country as a refugee from Sudan. At 38 years old, he would become the youngest and the first immigrant to lead Washington's largest county. Now, just think of what is happening right now in the rest of the country, and then what is happening here in King County. And he has built his campaign on housing, transit, mental health investment, and a big one is pushing back on the Trump administration's attempts to punish King County over immigration enforcement. And one of the people at his election night party was State Attorney General Nick Brown, who has sued the Trump administration more than 40 times now. So, again, I mean, there wasn't a humongous difference between the two candidates, but it sounds like he is going to.
Before you move on to the next one, I know you're going to be talking to Luke here in a second. There is a press release that's getting ready to come out within the next 5 minutes. Right now, Washington, the state of Washington, are now distributing full SNAP benefits as they're typing this. Anyone that usually gets the benefits between November 1st through the 6th has already received their benefits, so it is real right now. So here in the state of Washington, full SNAP benefits are being distributed. A news release is getting ready to come out.
Wow, that's great news. Okay, well, let's talk about what's happening at SeaTac Airport because it's not great news. A lot of folks waking up to a wave of cancellations this morning as the airlines brace for the FAA's plan to cut 10% of flights starting as early as today. And our reporter Luke Ducey has been tracking what's going on at SEA, and he joins us live.
It started. So at SEA, SeaTac, it's one of 40 major airports around the country being impacted by this cutback. 4% of all flights are being cut starting today. We're already seeing the impacts there. The government shutdown, if it doesn't end, that will grow to 6% early next week, then to 8%, and then 10% by next week this time. That's thousands and thousands of flights around the country. So earlier I was watching FlightAware. It's a platform you can go on and track flights, et cetera. And this real-time data during the mornings showed several dozen flights canceled and delayed out of SeaTac. We were the worst hit airport around the country out of those 40 this morning. Maybe that's trickled to other airports as well. Alaska had the most delays out of SeaTac. Seattle is their hub, makes sense. SkyWest had the most cancellations. Perhaps that's because airlines are choosing to cancel smaller connecting flights rather than those longer, pack more people on board flights. The big concern from the FAA and the Department of Transportation is air traffic controllers, staffing issues, and fatigue. A lot of controllers are not going to work right now. Those who are, they cannot do it by themselves, which begs the question, is it safe to fly? Well, I wanted to share this from aviation expert Scott Hamilton.
I have not flown since the third week of October, and I had decided to self-ground myself until the government is back at work. So that should tell you volumes right there.
So Scott Hamilton has self-grounded himself. And then let's talk real fast about alternate, because we got Thanksgiving coming up in the next couple of weeks. I know my family, we're thinking about how we're going to get our daughter home. She's going to fly. We've bought her tickets,
Colorado.
But who knows? It's out of Denver. Denver's on that list as well. It's now trains and automobiles. Hertz said today their rentals surged just this week, up 20%. So,
are you taking a flight anytime soon? I don't have anything booked.
I got some flights. And Luke, one of the things that people need to really be aware of is, okay, you hear 10% each airport that's on the list. It takes two to tango. You have to go from this airport to another airport. So that compounds, right? It's not just 10%. It's actually more than that. Because, again, this flight needs to go to that airport, from this airport to their airport. And when you take that into consideration, it's actually going to be more. So the worry for Thanksgiving and travel, if this government don't open up, it's real deal, Holyfield.
It's going to be it's going to be not only the real deal Holyfield. It's going to be beyond chaotic, because I think a lot of every airline has put out a statement, including Alaska. And I'm just paraphrasing Alaska. Is
like, what are they essentially saying?
We're waiting for guidance from the FAA, and I think what that means is, to Gee's point, okay, what do we kind of do here? Which airline? And I think the guidance is figure it out.
Well,
cut where you need to cut.
Let's listen to Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy. I'm just getting this audio in right now. Let's see what he has to say.
I don't like your delays. I don't like cancellations. Historically, there's about a 5% of delays that is attributed to staffing issues in our towers. In the last couple of days, it's been 53%. And so my message to the air traffic controllers who work for DOT is show up for work. You have a job to do.
Show up for work, but you're not going to get paid.
Can I defend him for a second? I want to defend Duffy. That kind of talk has been okay for years. The way he talks down on the people, the invisible people that I talked about yesterday that make this country go, it has been okay to crap on those people. You remember during the pandemic, there was all the articles, these people don't want to work. They're lazy. They don't want to work. So the Duffy right now saying this is no different. He is just saying it at a time where now everybody is hyper-focused on what's going on. Again, that type of conversation has been okay for years. And I'm glad that most of us are saying that's not okay. So I hope when the government opens back up, I hope we remember this time. I hope we remember not to go ahead and poo-poo on the people that make this country go. I can't wait. Hallelujah.
Well, he's saying now it's 53%. Yeah, these folks have not been getting paid. I wanted to share, because the voices that we're not hearing, and Luke, I wanted to say thank you, first of all, and good luck getting your daughter back here.
I know. We'll try our best. Thank you.
But, Gee, I wanted to share, because I heard, and this is from someone that I actually saw on social media who is a federal worker, and that's one voice that we're not hearing a whole lot of. We heard from our traffic controller listener, and he had shared that he is okay. He's going to continue to go to work, but he said there are other people who are federal workers who are not okay to go without paychecks. And listen to this woman.
I keep looking at the news and I see nothing about us furloughed federal employees. I see nothing. I see no uproar. I see no help. no signs of help coming. We are fully employed people who are not getting a paycheck. Some of us are going in. Some of us are having to go in and work with an IOU, but these bills aren't IOU. The food's not IOU. The kids' stomachs are IOU. Nothing is IOU. And there's no end in sight with talk that it's going to go through the holidays. How are we supposed to survive? We don't get benefits. We don't get help. Everybody says, your back pay, your back pay. When? If we get back pay, when? That doesn't help us now. Use your savings. You don't think that's what people are doing, y'all, but that only lasts so long. And this economy, that only lasts so long.
I mean, that's the reality for so many people. It's easy for us on our purchase to say, well, you know, get it going and all that. But, I mean, you got to hear from the voices of people who are actually suffering.
Yeah, when I hear that, it breaks my heart to hear that. But that is the reality, and those voices are never heard. The people that are living paycheck to paycheck, we don't hear those voices. And this is why I always talk about this. We always want to address when people are already unhoused chronically, and we want to try to figure things out for them. And we know about that part of it, which I agree. Yes, we need to address that. But how many times do I talk about the hole in the boat? There's a reason why I talk about the hole in the boat. Because while you and we are trying to address the homelessness crisis and people that are already outside and unhoused, we need to do more to prevent those from being unhoused. But what we have done here in our world is that we don't pay attention to the people that are working paycheck to paycheck. And we say to them, well, you just need to save more. You need to stop buying avocado toast and stop buying a latte. How dare you have an iPhone? So I hope, again, all of these topics, my heart breaks for that person, Ursula. I really hope that we are learning from this time. Mm-hmm. All of us collectively are learning that, oh, okay, there are people that are unseen that are really struggling. Got it.
And we need to insist that the people who are supposed to represent us in Congress and in the White House, they need to be adults and they need to do their jobs. And they need to have a sense of urgency in coming to some kind of conclusion. And right now, it still feels like, nothing's going to happen.
I know that, you know, there's a text comes in about both sides and people talk about the adults in the room. I just want to say this, in all fairness to Donald Trump, he literally told you guys that he was going to do this. He told you guys everything that's happening right now in this country. He ran on this, but nobody listened because they just assumed that they weren't talking about them. They thought they were talking about those people over there, not us.
So now we're here.
So now we're here.
And now we need to fix it. Something needs to be, I mean, otherwise what? I mean, listen to that woman.
We literally have a president, and like I know people don't want to hear this. We have a president that does not care. That's the problem. That's what we're fighting against right now. We have someone that does not care in a system that is designed for the government not to care. They get paid still.
No, I totally hear you. And so those of us who do care need to continue to raise our voices and make sure that the people who are supposed to represent us do their job.
Agree with you. Agree. But we were also screaming this in November of last year, and January of this year, in February, and March. Okay, Ursula, what you got?
Stop fear-mongering.
Okay, coming up at 9:30, we got You Be the Judge. This is a Fresh Friday. We're going back. Fresh Friday. Okay, have you heard of Butternays? Okay, that's coming up on You Be the Judge. We got a couple of things for you. Stay with us.
on a 3-game win streak.
Got a man out there, the ball is caught!
Coming off a dominant win with the entire country watching.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
The Seahawks are back in front of the 12s, out to show the hype is real and looking to feast on some desert bird. Seahawks, Cardinals, Sunday at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 1:05. Pregame at 10 a.m.
The 12s hear the Hawks right here on KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Veterans Day is a moment where we express gratitude towards the folks who have served on our behalf, our veterans. And Navy Federal Credit Union celebrates veterans of all branches and their families on Veterans Day and every day of the year. They serve over 2 million veterans, and as a veteran, you can become a member and access exclusive rates, discounts, and financial tools for the whole family. Become a member at NavyFederal.org/veterans. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Your new home is now ready. D.R. Horton, America's builder, has new homes that are ready today. With new construction communities throughout the Puget Sound and Central Washington areas and more coming, D.R. Horton has the right home for you. At D.R. Horton, we're still building with more construction, more communities, and more homes available every day. Find your new home, now ready at drhorton.com. That's drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Announcing the Royal Corgis.
What have you done?
I wired pounds to London to buy Royal Corgis.
You went to the bank to wire money for Royal Corgis?
That means yes.
You are so dumb. Banks are slow and they hide all kinds of fees in transfers.
Those mutts.
If you want to send money overseas, use Wise. It's faster and never hides fees. Oh, they're fighting, just like the real royal family.
You can save up to 70% when you send money abroad. Be smart. Get Wise. Learn more by visiting wise.com. T's and C's apply.
Stacey Rost here from Seattle Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of. And then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, prescriptions. But imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate, noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle, yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target problem areas: waistline, face, neck, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. For your free consultation and $250 off, visit ProSculpt.com for powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men. It's ProSculpt.com.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at CarterSubaru.com.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data protecting caregivers that we all depend on. and how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and auto pay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family-owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
Republicans, Democrats, come together. Find a little of reason.
An air traveler begging for an end to the government shutdown, which has caused a shortage of air traffic controllers, safety concerns, and now airlines are being told to reduce flights. KIRO 7 TV's Ranjit Sinha has more from SeaTac Airport.
In the Department of Transportation's order, 4% of flights cut today. That goes up to 6% on Tuesday, 8% on Thursday, and 10% a week from today.
Here's hoping that they get it together so people can be with their families for Thanksgiving.
Alaska says it cut routes on its high-frequency routes. And travel experts suggest that you book with the airline. That way, it is easier to make flight changes. Also, they're recommending avoiding layovers if at all possible.
Senate Republicans plan a vote later today on a measure they hope will end the government shutdown. CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns.
Talking to Democrats, they are very emboldened from the election results on Tuesday and from the president's own comments the following morning, saying that Republicans were the ones getting the blame, and that, in his words, was evident from the election results.
Democrats are demanding an extension of tax credits that keep health insurance premiums under the Affordable Care Act lower. The Trump administration is appealing a judge's ruling that it fully funds SNAP food benefits using a contingency fund. The administration has said it would partially fund the benefits. It's unclear exactly when. The number of people in ICE custody is at a record 66,000. More from CBS's Camilo Montoya Galvez.
About half of the detainees currently in ICE custody do not have a criminal conviction or charge. They are being held solely because of civil immigration violations.
The FBI has arrested a 19-year-old Kent man in connection with a foiled ISIS-inspired terror plot in Michigan. Saeed Ali Mer is the 8th suspect charged in the alleged plan targeting Halloween weekend. The acting U.S. attorney for the District of New Jersey here.
Along with other co-conspirators, used encrypted messaging applications to plan travel to Turkey and then to Syria to join ISIS as fighters.
Mer faces multiple charges. The University of Washington women's soccer program says goalkeeper Mia Hammond has died at the age of 21 from an aggressive form of kidney cancer. Coach Nicole Van Dyke called Mia the heart of our program, praising her courage and kindness. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 306 points. NASDAQ is off 356. KIRO News Radio traffic. In Tacoma, a crash is blocking a lane on I-5 southbound at the I-705 interchange. And now there's also a crash being reported on I-705 itself in that area. The water has been cleared from I-5 southbound near Pacific Avenue Southeast. Overall, really no major blocking problems. And your travel times are really good. Everett to Seattle, 26 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, 27. Renton to Bellevue, 23. And your lake bridges are clear. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Cloudy skies today with highs in the mid-50s. It's 47 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It is 9:34 on the Gee and Ursula Show, and now it's time for...
Hold it. What did you say during the morning meeting?
You can strike that from the record. You can strike that from the record. You got to
Your
know
Honor,
what I
Your
said
Honor.
today.
It's you being the judge. I love that intro. And we're going to start off in Skagit County, where a Superior Court judge has ruled that flock surveillance camera data can be released to anyone who makes a public records request. So just to be clear, flock cameras are not red light cameras. They're meant for surveillance to help police track stolen cars, find vehicles tied to Amber Alerts, or to come up with evidence in criminal cases, or to find suspects. And every time a car drives past one of these flock surveillance cameras, the camera will automatically photograph the license plate. It will log the make, model, and color of the vehicle. It notes the exact time and the exact location. So police can type in a plate number and instantly see everywhere that car has been and when it has passed each camera. Now, do you remember you and I were in favor of expanding these flock surveillance data cameras, right? Okay, so now a Skagit County judge says that data can be sent to you. Unfortunately, it also means it can be sent to maybe an abusive partner or a private investigator or anyone who wants to track down when and where your car traveled. And again, did we mention the flock cameras also photograph the occupants of each vehicle that passes by? Mm-hmm. So my question is your viewpoint changing on this? And I'll give you a specific case. Jose Rodriguez was readily given the data from several agencies after submitting public records requests. But Cedar Woolley and Stanwood sued in civil court to block those requests. And now a judge has ruled that the cities have to fork over the data to anyone who requests it. And this is a story from King 5 News. And so now Cedar Woolley and the city of Stanwood have turned off their cameras. Redmond has done the same. What do you think?
I'm still in support of it. And I know it's easy to use an example of sending it to an abuser, sending it to someone who wants to do bad with it. Sometimes you send it to someone who wants to do good with it. Like, for an example, let's just say that your child is missing or your adult loved one is missing, and maybe law enforcement doesn't take it serious in the very beginning of it, right? And they think, oh, well, this is not a big deal. Well, now you have the opportunity to go ahead and get those records. So while on one hand you could say it could be used for bad, on the other hand, I'm going to believe that sometimes it can be used for good. So no, I have not changed my stance on this.
So I have. I do think it still can be used for good, and I still think it should be used for good. But this was meant to be a law enforcement tool that has basically kind of a narrow usage. Mm-hmm. And so I think that the state legislature needs to put in some kind of legal limits as to who can access that data. Mm-hmm. And also make sure that it's transparent in terms of how that information is used. I mean, that is why these cities are now, like Redmond, are actually clamping down and saying, wait a minute, we don't have those safeguards in place. Mm-hmm. So I'm in favor of their usage, as long as the usage is for the things that we were talking about, which I think would be very helpful. I am concerned about weirdos or folks who would use it not for good.
We're far past that. I mean, weirdos are going to be weirdos regardless, right?
Gee, all I need is your license plate number, and I fill in a form on a website, and they will send me where your car has been and when throughout the history of any time it's been it's passed a flock camera. And there are hundreds of these in almost 80 cities. Not to mention the fact ICE is accessing it, Customs and Border Patrol, sheriff in Texas searching for a woman who allegedly self-administered an abortion. Like, we were told, oh, it will only stay with local agencies. Nobody else has access. Like, it's locked down. Not true.
Yeah. So until it's locked down, I mean, so we'll agree to disagree on this one. Until it's locked down, I'm I think that just like with AI, and I know it's out of the toothpaste is out of the tube, but I do believe we do need more regulations for things that we did not anticipate.
How's those regulations going with AI?
I just said.
I mean, how's it going though?
Non-existent.
how long did it take for regulations to come for social media?
Again.
Like, so what I'm trying to say is that a lot of the things that we talk about, it's way too late for all of this.
Well,
right? Like, it's here. Like, we are here in a time where like, as far as like, have I gotten people? Has everybody ever sent me a picture of like, hey, Gee, I see you out here in your location? Yes, I have.
And so now we're finding out where there are some issues that come up, and I don't think it's too late to actually act on them. Okay, let's move on because there is a great grilled cheese debate online that you might not be aware of. What creates a perfectly brown crust? Is it butter or is it mayonnaise? So there are some folks, and I'm among them, who say that spreading mayo on the outside of a grilled cheese sandwich instead of butter makes for a spectacularly crackly crunch. Others are strong proponents of just plain old butter.
Mm-hmm.
But now Tillamook Creamery believes they can settle the debate with an incredible new creation called Butternaise. So an 8-ounce jar of Butternaise will run you $15, and they're selling it as part of a full grilled cheese kit with slices, a branded spreader, and a few extras. What do you think?
I think that you left the main part of why you should buy this.
Oh, okay.
You left it out.
Okay, what is that?
And it's Tillamook, baby. Like, let's have a real conversation. Like,
okay.
When you start talking about Tillamook,
that's
Tillamook,
real cheese.
man, let me tell you something. If your name is Tillamook, somebody's gonna marry you right away. Tillamook got the best cheese to me. So, yes, it's kind of expensive, but that's what it is. It's Tillamook. So if you want a fancy grilled cheese, you get this Butternaise. Now, if you want to just go ahead and just keep it chill, go ahead and get you that regular mayonnaise and then put it on top of that bread.
What makes a perfect grilled cheese sandwich? Like, what is the perfect, ratio? What kind of bread are you using?
It's got to be good bread. No,
what kind of bread are you
bread.
using? What are you putting in it?
bread.
How many slices of cheese are you doing? Do you mix up the cheese?
All right. Y'all going to be mad at me, but the perfect grilled cheese sandwich, one that somebody else makes for you.
Why does it always taste better when someone else makes it for you?
Thank you. I don't know. I have no idea. Why does a sandwich taste better when somebody else makes it?
Mayonnaise in the sandwich and on the outside of the sandwich is really good.
In the sandwich?
Whoa!
No.
Yes.
Whoa. You are.
Whoa.
Just a slight thin layer.
Because the cheese squishes out like. Whoop.
Nick, mayonnaise on the inside of a grilled cheese? Pause.
Yum.
I don't know about that.
I was going to let you get a pass
Wait
on the
a
mayo
minute,
on the
Ursula,
outside.
you tripping.
No.
Mayonnaise on the inside?
Not a ton, but just a little bit. A little. Gives a little tang.
We got to take a break. Whoa.
Okay, well, tell
because
us.
I disagreed on the flock cameras?
973-5476, 888-973. KIRO, what makes the best grilled cheese sandwich?
Oh, Gee and Ursula. Wow.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
After nearly 4 decades here at the radio station, retirement is not as far away as it used to be. I've started thinking about what those next chapters are going to look like. Traveling more, spending time with family, maybe helping a future grandkid with college someday. And that is why I have reached out to Trajan Wealth. At Trajan Wealth, their fiduciary advisors take the time to really understand what matters to you, your goals, your risk tolerance, your timeline, which is a huge thing. And then they will build a wealth management plan that reflects your values. If you've built up $500,000 or more in savings, it is time for a strategy that is as serious as your effort getting here. Take that first step today by calling Trajan Wealth today at 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300 or TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC. SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Eric Butler here, General Manager at Kia of Everett, your simple, easy, fun dealership. If your daily drive needs a winter upgrade, we got you. Our entire Kia lineup is packed with all-weather performance, safety features, and fuel efficiency that will make commuting simple, easy, and fun. From the K4 to the Telluride to the EV9, choose what fits your lifestyle and come down and test drive it. With amazing pricing and financing, now is the time to buy at Kia of Everett.
The best drive you'll ever take is to Kia of Everett. Simple, easy, fun.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering a comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value for just $99. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends November 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Pros don't just show up. They prove how it's done. With precision and without shortcuts. Makita tools are built the same way. With a dedication to lasting quality. Trusted performance and results that reward your effort year after year. When the job calls for the best, call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
You know that cartoon of the three-eyed fish swimming in polluted water next to a nuclear power plant?
Yeah, classic.
I used to think that was real, but I just learned that nuclear energy waste isn't some glowing green goo. It's actually used fuel rods from nuclear reactors that made electricity.
Wait, so no barrels of leaking sludge?
No, solid used fuel rods are safely stored at all the nuclear power plants in the U.S., including the one in Richland.
So the cartoon fish isn't real?
Not even close. Learn the facts about nuclear energy and used fuel at energy-northwest.com.
You've worked hard, saved diligently, and now retirement is on the horizon. But will your nest egg go the distance? With rising cost and uncertain markets, there's no time for oversimplified plans. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Don't settle for a partial plan. Get the real deal by requesting your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
A 15-year-old girl who chewed through a rope to escape a serial killer.
I used my front teeth to saw on the rope in my mouth.
The killer prowled the Pacific Northwest in the early 70s. He's been convicted of murdering 2 young women, but suspected of many more.
Maybe there's another one in that area.
Follow and binge all episodes of Stolen Voices of Dole Valley, available now wherever you listen.
Good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Fresh Fridays to all of you. All right, gotta get a little serious because I really want to talk about this. Dallas Cowboys defensive end Marshawn Nealon has died. Police say that Nealon took his own life after a short police chase. The 24-year-old had just played what was likely one of his best games as a pro. CBS's Jason Allen has more.
The Cowboys drafted Nealon in the second round in 2024 after a standout career at Western Michigan and a record-setting high school career. But to those who knew him, Nealon's qualities as a person outshone his otherworldly talents on the field. His former college coach called his leadership, energy, and smile infectious, and says his passion for life and teammates were unmatched.
This is one of those topics where I think that most, when you hear of a pro athlete or you hear of someone that appears to be financially stable, maybe in a higher tax bracket, there's always maybe sometimes a question like, oh, wow, really? What's going on? And so you look at the Robin Williams and all of the people that we have known of that have maybe taken their life. And we talk about mental health all the time. And Ursula, I was on the sports side talking about this. And this really, I think all of us should be really paying attention to this, because when you see someone that appears that strong, that focused, 3 days before that, he had a really good game, recovered a football fumble in the end zone, and when someone like that takes their own life that appears to be a certain way, but on the inside, right? On the inside, they're outside their strength, but on the inside, there was a storm going on. And we talk about happiness. We talk about paychecks. We talk about if I get this car, if I get this house, if I get this boat, if I take this vacation, if I do this, these are the things that are going to make me happy. And the truth is that happiness is the gap between what we have and what we want. Fortunately or unfortunately, when I can speak from experience, when some of these guys get to that league, they get to that level, and they're young, some of them might believe that when they get that $1 million a year, $5 million a year, $10 million a year, oh my goodness, I know I'm going to feel a certain type of way when I get that. But then when you're making $5 million a year, that's what you have. But you'll find out what you want might not be that $5 million. So the happiness is a sweet spot of the gap between what you have and what you want. And Ursula, a lot of times when people feel that what they want is so out of reach because of social media, because of people, because of social pressures, because of keeping up with the Joneses, makes that what you want increase, and that's dangerous.
When I saw this story and I reached out to you, G, and I was like, Marshawn Nealon, there was a short police chase and he ended up dying by suicide after that. It's like the pieces weren't falling in place, but it is a reminder that mental illness knows no bounds. You can be the most successful person in the world, but if you are struggling with mental illness and it is untreated, or it is something that you cannot get control of, you can still be feeling all those feels of, and in some cases, it is debilitating. You literally cannot get out of bed, or you cannot see all these great things that are happening to you because you're still feeling these irrational things. And the more we talk about mental illness and how it is not a weakness to say that I need help, that I am struggling, because it sounds like there were some signs with him in particular. Yeah, he had one of his best games, or his best game as a pro, but wasn't he showing some outward signs too that he was struggling?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of eerie that a year prior, just something that that my son can relate to as well. Same thing, right? A year prior, he had lost his mom, right? And then, you guys, we hear about players like after they lose a loved one, or even yourself, maybe you've lost a loved one and you go back to work, right? That's not just pros, us, period.
Yeah, you
we
just
go
bury
back to
yourself
work.
in your work. Yeah, and you're not dealing with the trauma that you went through. Yes, it'll come back to bite you. Yes.
Yeah.
Or you'll see other things manifest.
Yeah.
As a result of that, whether it's drinking, using drugs, redirecting, and having an addiction to something else, because you're addressing that part of your life that has not been addressed.
Yes. You saying it right now, Ursula. Like that's real.
Yeah.
And no matter how you run from it or dive into other things, you are going to have to at some point face it.
Yes.
You just don't know when it's going to be.
And it's hard. It is hard to do that, but that's where we always have to make it okay for people to say, I need help. And sometimes, no matter how cheery somebody is, you need to ask the question. If you're like, okay, I can tell something's not right, ask the question. Even as serious as, are you thinking of harming yourself?
CH to the 206, Ursula says, now do you think you should use sick leave for mental health?
Absolutely.
I think, once again, but this is not a shocker. Once again, somebody misses my point on that.
Yeah.
My point is just put also mental health days.
Yes.
There's sick days.
Yes.
And there's mental health days.
Yeah. I think, companies just need to communicate that it is okay to use your sick days for mental health days.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Say it outwardly.
Boom. Yeah. All right, Ursula. That was a good 9 o'clock hour. That was nice. A nice little plate. Uh-oh. Dr. Jason Johnson is coming to talk about elections.
If you weren't awake this hour.
Yeah. Do that next. Sorry, Nick. Gee Ursula.
Dan owed an unbelievable amount of money to the IRS.
I got behind on my taxes. It's a horrible feeling.
He was in denial.
And when I got those letters from the IRS, you wanted to act like they didn't exist.
Finally, Dan turned to Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima got me a settlement with the IRS. These people are really people-friendly. It was every bit of a new lease on life for me.
The fast action and the great results made Dan's head spin.
I felt like I was in a dream, but it's real, and I have paperwork to prove it. They got the job done, and life is good.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
If you're worried about what's going to happen with the IRS, stop worrying. Make the call now.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
What if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most. That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family's banking on bandwidth. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger. But your Wi-Fi? It would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167 without a good-to-go account, you'll now receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. A good-to-go pass saves $2 on every toll. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. The FAA's move to cut hundreds of flights is the latest issue making life difficult for air travelers.
I have to be at my sister's daughter, Sweet 16, so I feel bad for whoever, their flight get canceled or delayed.
He's in Boston, one of the airports affected. CBS's Bradley Blackburn.
The FAA ordered the flight reductions at 40 high-volume travel hubs, 4% Friday, ramping up to 10% next week. The cuts are in response to staffing shortages among air traffic controllers.
My number one job is safety.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy told CBS News he made the decision after consulting with the FAA safety team.
We saw controllers working 6 days a week, 10-hour days. That pressure on the controllers were giving us numbers that were not troubling, but were concerning. And so my job is to be preemptive.
President Trump targets Democrats in comments moments ago on the shutdown.
They're crazy. They're crazy, but they don't care if they hurt the country. But we've approved it 14 times. We've approved a opening up 14 times, and they keep rejecting it. And I guess maybe they will again. Let's see what happens.
And Cornell University has agreed to pay $60 million to accept the Trump administration's view of civil rights laws in order to restore federal funding. Correspondent Natalie Brand reports the Trump administration's appealing a judge's order that would restore all federal food assistance funding for this month.
The administration has appealed. The USDA said that it was complying with the initial court order, but that the contingency fund that it's tapping only would provide 50% of the SNAP benefit. Then the USDA amended to say they could provide 65%. And the judge says this is not enough.
Authorities have charged two additional men in a federal investigation of an alleged terror attack planned for suburban Detroit, the pair based in New Jersey. A 22-time Grammy winner has the most nominations for the 2026 awards.
Hey, Kendrick Lamar leads the way with 9 nominations, including Record, Song, and Album of the Year. GNX is Lamar's 5th consecutive studio album to be nominated for Album of the Year, something no other artist has ever done. Lady Gaga is also up for Record, Song, and Album of the Year. She has 7 nominations, as do songwriters and producers Jack Antonoff and Circuit. The Grammys will air on CBS and be streamed on Paramount Plus February 1st. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Wall Street. Right now the Dow is down 242. This is CBS News.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Quote today at Progressive.com.
He confronted vandals and got run over. That's one of the stories coming up at first. KIRO Newsradio traffic. In Tacoma, a crash is blocking a lane on I-5 northbound at the I-705 interchange, and there's also a crash on I-705 in that area. You're backed up right around the scene there. Be aware, eastbound I-90 between Seattle and Mercer Island will close from 10 tonight until 6 tomorrow morning. Travel times, Everett to Seattle 26 minutes, Federal Way to Seattle 27, Renton to Bellevue 23, and your lake bridges are clear. Traffic brought to you by the Seattle International Auto Show, presented by BECU at the Lumen Field Event Center November 14th through the 16th, seattleautoshow.com.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. As you heard on CBS, the FAA is grounding roughly 4% of airline trips at 40 major airports, including SeaTac. And if the government shutdown continues, that rate will jump to 10%. FlightAware reporting now that 28 flights at SeaTac have been canceled, 50 delays so far today. We're hearing from the family of a woman who was robbed and had her finger bitten off at her South Seattle home. More from KIRO 7 TV's Jack Bellew.
Emma Cotton's sons say their 88-year-old mother spent 3 days in the ICU with a brain bleed after the attack. On top of that, she has multiple fractures.
My mother's head was big as the size of a basketball. I didn't recognize her.
Doctors weren't able to reattach the finger because it was never found. The suspect was spotted by 2 nearby surveillance cameras and is still on the loose.
Snohomish County deputies are searching for the hit-and-run driver who injured a man on Halloween. 47-year-old Chris Bender tells KIRO 7 TV he tried to confront the driver and passengers who were stealing candy and egging homes in the neighborhood.
You could hear the truck driving over me, and then it's floored going all the way up the hill out of the neighborhood.
Bender said he was left with a broken leg, broken rib, a head gash, and a concussion. Investigators are looking for a dark red Ford pickup truck. Prosecutors say an unregistered sex offender with a violent past has now been charged in the cold case killing of a Seattle girl.
57-year-old Mark Anthony Russ is now charged with first-degree murder with sexual motivation. Prosecutors say DNA connects him to the brutal murder of 14-year-old Tanya Frazier in 1994. She was stabbed to death. Casey McNerthney with the King County Prosecutor's Office.
His history of violent behavior, his history of not following court orders is what made the prosecutor's office go to court and say, we think he should be held without bail.
James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
The Seattle Fire Department's former HR chief is suing the city for $2.5 million. She tells the Seattle Times she was fired in retaliation for reporting workplace misconduct like drinking on the job. The department is not commenting on the claim. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Cloudy skies today with highs in the mid-50s. It's 50 right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Oh, yeah. Fresh Friday here on the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning, Ursula.
Good morning. How you doing, G?
Hey, boy, when I tell you I'm on third base, I'm on third base and I keep taking an extra lead and waiting for the pitcher to turn his back and the catcher to turn his back at the same time.
Yeah, so far you haven't been caught, though.
I ain't been caught yet.
Nope.
News boss closed.
Okay, well, coming up at 10:30, we are going to have our Held to the Know segment.
Okay.
Which is always a lot of fun. And there's a special surprise for you, actually.
For me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that would mean a special surprise for me as well. Text us.
Oh, is that what Chef said on the notes?
973-5476. 888-973 KIRO. Also, welcome to all of you watching us on YouTube. And you're going to get a special treat this next segment.
What's new at 10?
Tuesday's election was a temperature check. Voters across the country turned out in numbers that we don't usually see in an off year, and the results were all over the map. Moderates winning big in Virginia and New Jersey, progressives breaking through big time in New York City, Democrats flipping races that Republicans thought were safe. So what does all of this mean? Joining us now is Dr. Jason Johnson, political science professor at Morgan State University and an analyst on MSNBC. If you're all watching, gee, you were smiling because good morning, Dr. Jason. I love what you're wearing today.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I decided to go full Pacific Northwest today and put on the appropriate clothing, both by weather and style.
Yes.
I could fit in on any street. I could be from Colfax in Denver to downtown Seattle. I'd fit it.
Yes.
Hey, it's been a long time.
It has been.
Hey, you got it. You finished it up. There you go. What do you got?
Oh, yeah.
So what message were voters sending this week? What did you get out of this?
I mean, there's a bunch of general messages, but the main one is people want something to get done, right? I'm very big on, especially when an off-year election, all politics is local, right? You can't tell me that what happened with Mary Sheffield in Detroit is the same thing as Justice Bibb, it's the same thing as Bruce Harrell in Seattle, it's the same thing as Zoran Mamdani. the voters in different places have different questions that they're asking, but they're generally saying the people in power weren't doing a good job. And I think it's great. The fact that Democrats happen to benefit from it in a major way around the country is as much an indicator of their message being listened to as it is the general failure of Republicans across the country to capitalize on Trump being in office.
Right now, considering what's going on in the country, the government shut down, SNAP benefits being held, even though in the state of Washington they have been released, by the way. Right. Do you think that the majority of the voters, because one of the things that you always say, like, yep, doesn't matter. Do you think they have and their full attention now? They get it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. This is the thing, G. I said this. It annoys me. And again, it's not necessarily even colleagues, but when you see like general DC political pundits are like, Democrats got through because they had the bread and butter issues. Democrats have always talked about that. So have Republicans. That's not new. Republicans have talked about bread and butter issues. Everybody's talked about food prices. The difference is things have gotten so bad for so many people now, with SNAP benefits, with government jobs, with Moody's has said at least 22 states in America are already in a recession. All the job losses, all the prices and expenses. Finally, people have decided to actually vote their pocketbooks instead of voting whether or not, gay marriage can be talked about in the local public school or whether or not DEI is being taught. People have actually said, please just handle expenses. And that's what broke through this year. And the Democrats did a better job of honing that message than Republicans did.
Okay, there's clearly a tug of war inside the Democratic Party over identity because Hakeem Jeffries said that Zohran Mamdani is not the future of the party, but there would be others who disagree. So what is your take on this?
Hakeem Jeffries ain't the future of the party. Half of those people can't stand. You've got people who haven't even won a primary in 2026 who are already saying, I'm not going to vote for Hakeem Jeffries. Okay, that guy is not going to keep his job because he has not been a particularly effective leader. Most people are tired of him. Nancy Pelosi is saying, I'm not going to run again. There are people who probably would rather have Nancy back than Hakeem Jeffries and his lame, how are you kids, baseball cap, faux Brooklyn thing that he does. And, look, I've met the guy, but his brand is terrible. And his brand is a reflection of the weakness of the party in general. So, no. He really is not the person who can say whether or not Zohran Mamdani is the future of the party because he's not the future of the party. Pete Carroll can't tell you what the future of the Seahawks is because he ain't here no more, right?
Okay, now we can relate. Okay, well, what do you make, though, of moderates like Abigail Spanberger or Mikey Sherrill winning comfortably? But again, you've got Zohran Mamdani. Which direction is the Democrat Party going to go?
Well, that's the thing. It depends on the city. And I've said this. I have a lot of friends in New York, and the idiosyncrasies of New York are so fascinating that it's so generic. People are like, oh, we need to get a Zohran Mamdani here. Zohran Mamdani couldn't get elected in Detroit. No. He couldn't get elected in Atlanta. He couldn't get elected in Richmond. He couldn't get elected in Seattle. No. You guys might put Harold back into office, right? And he's running against a liberal, someone who's more liberal than him. Zohran Mamdani works for New York City. And so I think that's what's important. I don't think there's a tension within the party. I think the Democrats are smart to recognize that you can't keep serving everybody the same thing. Not everybody likes their meat medium well. Some people like a little raw. Some people like a little sprinkles on it. If you want to have a party that actually serves everybody, you got to have a really diverse menu. And he represents that, I think, in an effective way.
Before I ask this question, real quick, how do you like your steak?
Medium well. But
see,
you know what it is? I always listen.
I knew it. Awful. That's why I had to stop right there. No, but before we keep going, you can't even get your damn steak right. Medium well.
I'm just saying, I always, frankly, I ask the wait staff and they tell me what kinds of people are in the kitchen, and that lets me determine what medium well is, this, that, the other.
When you
I've had wait staff tell me it's like, they don't really know how to cook meat the right way, so this is where you want to ask for rare versus this and that.
Nah. Well, you know what? We don't waste our time on that. Okay, here we are. Chef, where are we at? 37 days? 38 days? 38 days. All right. Give it to us straight. I haven't asked you this question offline, so this will be the first time I hear it. How is this government going to get back open?
So literally, I can tell you text messages that I got this morning. My guess is, this is my guess from what I'm hearing right now, It'll probably be reopened by probably the middle of next week. The current sort of plan on the table would be for a reopening of the government that runs until January, that takes care of SNAP benefits and a couple of other sort of, health and human services issues for the next year. Nobody wants the government to be shut down heading into holiday season. As somebody who flies as much as I fly, I'm getting all these emails from all these different airlines saying, hey, wait a minute, your flight may be here, may not be here. Economically, nobody wants that. And the Republicans have recognized that they overplayed their hand. That's part of why they lost so bad on Tuesday. So what I'm hearing is that there will be a deal on the table. The government should probably, again, what I have been told as of this morning, the government should probably be reopened by early to the middle of next week, but it could reclose again in January if Republicans do not come forward with a long-term plan for healthcare subsidies and Obamacare. And frankly, if I were the Republicans, I would just sign off to pay for the subsidies until 2028. Just kick the can down the road, because you can't put millions of people off healthcare, and with the losses and subsidies that are going to happen after the big, beautiful bill, you don't want to do that to people. So just pay it off now and get the government back open.
Well, that I didn't expect that, but I didn't. But thank you for that. This is probably my last question of the day, and Ursula, you can take it from here. What is going on with Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Oh, it's real simple. It's real simple. She is one of the most loyal, crazy MAGA Republicans out there. And in a weird sort of way, that gives her cachet to actually be honest. Most everybody who criticizes what the Republicans and Mike Johnson and Trump do, people are like, you're not being loyal to Trump. You're not being loyal to Trump. And then they get scared and then they turtle up and then they hide, right? Marjorie Taylor Greene will bleed for Donald Trump. Marjorie Taylor Greene has been the Trumpiest of the Trumpy people from the very beginning. So when she says, hey, look, we don't have a healthcare plan. People in my district need SNAP. People in my district are having these healthcare costs and these insurance premiums go up. Nobody can challenge her loyalty to Trump. So she's actually speaking the truth. I think she's speaking for a lot of Republicans out there who are loyal to Trump, but are realizing that this anti-government, tear it all down, but don't have a plan to replace it stuff, it don't work after a while. Is she still crazy? Yes. Is she still the lady who said the nutty anti-Semitic stuff? Yes. Is she still anti-black, anti-woman, anti-abortion, anti-trans, anti-justice, anti-democracy? 100%.
But why is she going against Trump, though?
Right on healthcare.
But why? Yeah. But why? Why is she not? No other Republicans is doing what she's doing.
Yeah, she has been critical of
Trump.
Trump.
Why is she doing this?
Because she's safe. Because she's one of the few people who can say what she's saying, and no one in that district is going to challenge Marjorie Taylor Greene. Nobody in that district can come out and say, I'm farther to the right of Marjorie Taylor Greene. No, she is in a very, very safe district, and she knows that nothing can happen to her, and she's not afraid of Donald Trump because she's got her own loyalists. So that's why she's doing it. But this ain't even broken clocks or right twice a day. This is like half a broken clock. She's right on this one particular thing, and everything else about it, she's wrong about.
Well, she's also been one of the most vocal about releasing the Epstein files. And AOC came out and said she thinks it's because Trump is blocking her efforts to run for Senate. So she thinks, at least for AOC, she says this is Marjorie Taylor Greene's effort to basically now blast Trump because of that.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that she cares about the Epstein files and wants them out, but I honestly think it has. I mean, I know people in her district. I think it's way more about her particular district. The thing about the Epstein files is, like, how many times can we be told that they were right on Pam Bondi's desk and for some reason nobody can find them? Now they're like lost with socks in the laundry room. Like, nobody seems to be able to find the Epstein files, And so my guess is the Epstein files are somewhere with those 1,100 votes that Trump wanted in 2020 or something else like that. They're hidden somewhere. But at the end of the day, they're probably not going to be released, and they won't have much of an impact anyway. His Justice Department ain't going to go after him. There could be pictures of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein and 12 other people engaged in the most egregious acts that we think is like, oh my God, this must be AI. How could these people do this sort of thing? He's not going to go to jail. He's not going to be prosecuted for it. It's just going to be a whole bunch of right-wing people like Nick Fuentes saying, we have what we wanted. Okay, but you're not going to hold anybody accountable. So, like I said, I think it's a symbolic thing, but it's not a practical thing.
This is Dr. Jason Johnson, a political science professor at Morgan State University, also hosts A Word with Jason Johnson, which is a podcast. So Gavin Newsom delivered a major win in California with that redistricting measure. Does this make him an early front runner for 2028?
I mean, make him. He already was, Ursula. Like, who else do they have? Who else do they have?
Well, that's a great point. Who else do they have?
Yeah, like this is what always makes me laugh when people talk about Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom has the same energy as former Vice President Kamala Harris, where people on the East Coast love him and people on the West Coast don't like him. Okay, there were lots of Californians who were like, Kamala Harris, I don't know if you guys are getting into what you want to get into, but the East Coast media thought she was fantastic. Lots of Californians don't really like Gavin Newsom. They think he's a bit of a weasel. They don't think he's trustworthy. They don't think he's authentic. They don't trust his past dating life, all these different kinds of stories. But he might be the most effective fighter that Democrats have, and he's in charge of an economy in California that the rest of the country is dependent on. So he's always been a front runner. The issue is going to be, does anyone want to actually challenge him in 2028? Do we have functional elections in 2028? And what kind of person would want to be his VP? But he's always been a front runner. Kamala Harris ain't going to run against him. Nobody's going to vote for Pete Buttigieg.
Wait. Why do you say that? Because I was going to ask, like, who do you think is the most influential? Sorry, Dr. Johnson, I'm going to ask.
Dr. Johnson, you know you want to keep, you know what I'm saying? This ain't there's a lot of people listening. You're on video, bro.
Okay. I want to ask, other than Gavin Newsom, who are the most influential figures in the Democratic Party? I mean, you said Kamala Harris. You say no. AOC, Pete Buttigieg. Who?
So, okay, there's a difference between being influential and being likely to be a successful candidate for office, right? Barack Obama is influential. Michelle Obama is influential. They're not running, right? You still have the governor of Pennsylvania who might run.
Shapiro.
You might have Shapiro might run. You might have Tim Walz might get back into the race.
Beshears.
But I don't think, Tim Walz. I don't think any of them could actually beat Gavin Newsom in a primary. They're not going to outraise him. They're certainly not going to be better than him on the debate stage.
Not even Kentucky's guy? Kentucky's?
Oh, no. Andy Beshear is a very nice, very boring candidate, but he has no charm. He has no, I mean, he's not a charming or engaging guy. One thing about, you can joke all you can about the sort of, Count Chocula, 80s stockbroker look that Gavin Newsom has, but he's got style. He's a fighter. He's charismatic in his own way. And you can't say that about Beshear. You can't say that about Tim Walz. Wes Moore, who is the governor of my state, right? I'm a resident of Maryland. I think he's great. He is a modern day Colin Powell with all the strengths and weaknesses that come with that. I don't think he could beat Gavin Newsom one-on-one. So Newsom is the front runner until he says he don't want the job.
Now, Dr. Johnson, we haven't talked in front of everybody in a while, but I hear something in you, and this is a very serious question.
Okay.
Do you find that talking about everything that's going on right now is actually easier than ever before? What I mean by that is it feels like I can hear it, how comfortable you are talking about this, because everything is like right in the open right now. It is not hard to talk about the awfulness that is happening in this country. So I'm asking you, do you find it easier to talk about what's happening right now?
No, it's actually harder.
Oh, come on.
It's harder because so many people are suffering, and you constantly want to make sure that you're giving proper empathy and credit and attention to all the different challenges that people are facing. So I actually find it more difficult. When I could just talk about campaigns 5 years ago in 2020, it's like, all right, who's got the best campaign? Who's got the best commercial, et cetera, et cetera. Today, I've got to make sure, on my YouTube, where I do my three things on my podcast, I talked about the mayor's races, and I had a whole bunch of people say, hey, you forgot to talk about Detroit, because Detroit's got particular issues. I have to work harder now to make sure that I'm addressing everybody's individual needs when I talk, in order to be fair for them.
Wow.
What people are suffering from in New York City when it comes to transportation costs and issues, and the fact that the mayor of New York doesn't even control transportation in the state, it's controlled by the state government. that is a unique, complex issue that has to be shared. And it's not something that people in Atlanta understand because they don't have to worry about transportation the same sort of way. So the job is actually more challenging now. We are, I think, good political analysts and good journalists can't just flatten America like we used to, can't just say this is the new head of the party, whatever, because this is a big, beautiful country with complex issues and everybody's issues deserve to be addressed fairly.
I love that answer you gave right there. And I love that answer you gave, but I just want to just say one thing. You talked about complex. You talked about you can't have a different flat answer. That's why the Democrats lose. They lose because they try to address all the complexities, right? And where the other side is just flat.
Here's the thing. The other side was just flat and they just got steamrolled on Tuesday. So that doesn't work either. You go flat, you get steamrolled. You know what I mean? You got to be able to, what Abigail Spanberger talks about is very different than Micah Sherrill. Yep. And Zoran Mondani is talking about some very different issues than Mary Sheffield. So I think that's important. You can't just throw flat culture war issues at people and think that everybody's going to vote whether or not there are trans kids in their high school when they're paying an extra $1,000 a month in heating bills. Right? You can't get people to be worried about DEI when the price of eggs and gas has gone crazy and it's cheaper for me to get my own chickens in my backyard than it is for me to go to Ralph's or Fred Meyer. You can't just go culture war. You got to talk to real issues.
Dr. Jason Johnson, we're grateful for you, man. Thank you. Seriously.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for appreciating my pullover, Ursula. I appreciate it.
It's been a long time.
Shouldn't have left you.
Come on, man. All right. Hey, coming up next, Hail to the Gnaw. Gee Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington.
The Northwest's trusted news source, KIRO Newsradio.
Police in Federal Way are investigating what appears to be a car explosion.
KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey is live from the neighborhood.
I can't tell you enough how crazy this scene is here.
Coverage you depend on.
A massive police presence in Kent.
From voices you know and trust.
We have an active fire inside one of these buildings here.
KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
This is Chris Davis with the Davis Law Group. Did you know that a pedestrian does not have to be crossing the street on a marked crosswalk to have a successful legal claim against the driver? Pedestrians can even be partially at fault for a collision and still have a valuable claim. Call us today for a free consultation or get my free book on pedestrian accident law at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com. That's Davis Law Group, better service and even better results.
What if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most. That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family is banking on bandwidth. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger. But your Wi-Fi? It would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than the tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering a comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value for just $99. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends November 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Hey, quick heads up. If your building's over 20,000 square feet, Washington's Clean Buildings Law means you may need to meet new energy standards starting July of 2026. Luckily, Puget Sound Energy has this free program called the Clean Buildings Accelerator that makes it way easier to comply with the Clean Buildings Performance Standard. They walk you through the steps, help track your energy use, even give you plan templates. I signed up. It's simple, and it's saving me money already. Check it out at psc.com/clean buildings.
An official message from Medicare.
Couple more minutes, and we'll start this month's book club.
You know, I usually love a plot twist, but this year, I'm comparing my options during Medicare open enrollment.
You can't assume your current health or drug plan is the best one for you.
And you gotta make sure your drugs are covered. That's important.
So is saving money.
Review all your options at Medicare.gov. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Not sure what to get him this holiday? You can't go wrong with a gift from Untuck It. Every guy wants to unwrap our best-selling, wrinkle-free, and performance styles. From polished shirts for holiday parties to cozy layers for family photos, you'll find everything he needs to look sharp and feel comfortable all day and night. So, get a head start on your holiday gift list. Early holiday sale happening now. Find the perfect gift for everyone on your list at untuckit.com and more than 80 stores worldwide. Untuck It. Shirts designed to be worn, untucked.
From the K4 to the Telluride to the EV9, be ready this winter. With amazing pricing and financing, now is the time to buy at Kia of Everett. Simple, easy, fun.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to tell my job that I'm going to be late. I'm praying that they get this together because this is horrible.
A stranded air traveler, the FAA is ordering airlines to cut 4% of its flights at the nation's busiest airports, including SeaTac, because of the prolonged government shutdown. KIRO 7 TV's Ranji Sinha has more.
With Thanksgiving holidays less than 3 weeks away, travelers are getting worried.
There's big disruptions to life that might be more likely to find a solution. Hopefully these guys find solutions.
Now, in the Department of Transportation's order, 4% of flights cut today. That goes up to 6% on Tuesday, 8% on Thursday, and 10% a week from today.
This is happening because of safety concerns. Air traffic control operations are short-staffed. Some controllers are calling in sick rather than work without pay during the government shutdown. Senate Republicans plan a vote later today on a measure they hope will end the shutdown. They're pledging to vote on extending health care benefits in a separate vote, but Democrats say they've heard that before.
Complicating this is the fact that House Speaker Mike Johnson has not committed to a separate standalone bill to increase or extend those health care subsidies. And also there's the Donald Trump factor.
Democrats want assurance that President Trump won't go back and change what Congress approves. It's the Trump tariffs that have American farmers concerned. West Tennessee farmer Franklin Carmack says soybean sales have plummeted due to the China-U.S. trade war, and it's affecting his health.
4 blood pressure pills a day, 3 different medicines.
He's worried he's going to lose his family farm. The The number of people in ICE custody is at a record 66,000. About half are being held on civil immigration violations, the other half on criminal charges ranging from felonies to misdemeanors. The FBI has arrested a 19-year-old Kent man in connection with a foiled ISIS-inspired terror plot in Michigan that was supposed to take place on Halloween. More from KIRO 7 TV's Gary Horker.
His name is Saeed Ali Murr. Officials say he was in communication with 7 other accused ISIS supporters, many who are also in custody now. The FBI believes they were all planning to attack bars and clubs in the Detroit area. A couple of the suspects were arraigned this week in court.
He allegedly told the FBI he planned to travel to Syria to become an ISIS fighter. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 205 points, NASDAQ off 272. KIRO News Radio traffic, a disabled vehicle's blocking a lane on I-5 southbound express lanes near Northeast 42nd Street. In Tacoma, the crash has been cleared from I-705 southbound near I-5. No major problems, though. Travel times Everett to Seattle, 26 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, half an hour. Renton to Bellevue, 17. And your lake bridges are clear. Be aware eastbound I-90 between Seattle and Mercer Island will close from 10 tonight until 6 tomorrow morning. Traffic brought to you by Seattle Sports. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Cloudy skies today with highs in the mid-50s. It's 53 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show, and it is time for one of our favorite segments.
That just hits on a Friday, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. It sure do.
It feels like we've hit home base now.
All right, so I was doing a little rummaging through the station closets this morning, and I stumbled across some sound from the Brock and Salk Show on 710 Seattle Sports. And the subject of that audio was our very own G. Scott. So I'm going to play that audio for you, and then we're going to have a discussion about this.
So here's the thing. This is Soft Taylor from Snohomish. I was on a road trip with my wife this last weekend, and we were listening to your show, and G. Scott came on and talked about his bathing habits. He was talking about all the products he was doing and washing with a loofah. And I asked, what the heck is a loofah? And she described it to me, and I told her, I was like, that's not manly. I'm a bare-handed bandit, is what he said. So when we got back, she went and got me a loofah and body wash. And you guys, I'm not going to lie, it's pretty awesome. But I feel like I'm losing my manhood at the same time. What do you guys think?
Okay, can you explain the context of what the heck is going on?
Okay, before we get into this, shout out to you, Chef. Way to go find that. I've never even heard that, because they do a thing where they open it up and let people call it. Okay, we can have this discussion, but I'm gonna give you guys a choice. You guys want the PC version of this discussion, or you guys want the G. Scott at home sitting down like we're real family?
Yes, we are family. This is a fresh Friday, and as long as it doesn't make us lose our license or have to bleep you out, Go for it.
All right, cool. So here's what's happening. There's 2 types of people in the shower.
Okay.
One, the ones that have to either use a washcloth and or a loofah sponge.
Okay, I remember this.
Okay? The other are bare hand bandits. And what's a bare hand bandit? A bare hand bandit goes into the shower or the bath, and they just grab the soap. And they just
get it all lathered up.
And they take their hand and they go all over their body with bare hands.
Which is important when you're a woman, especially.
Or they take the soap itself and they go all over the body, and they go in cracks and crevices and all those things. And this is the reason why, fellas, this is why when some of the ladies come to the shower, you got strands. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, player, you can't have strands on the soap. And you know what the strands are.
Strands are curls, yes.
Yeah, short and curly.
So in my delegation, Ursula, growing up, this is the part where it gets a little dicey. Growing up, my delegation, we always use washcloths. Well, when I went to military school and would go to my friends' houses, right? I would go to their houses and I'd be like, do you guys have a washcloth? And they'd be like, no. So they would send my little butt into the shower and I'd have to be a bare hand bandit. I am uncomfortable rubbing all over myself without there being a buffer.
You like the rub-a-dub-dub with the loofah?
Yes. So all I'm saying is, now I can see it in Chef's eyes. Chef is a bare hand bandit. Watch.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but so am I.
This is true.
Ursula, you a bare hand bandit?
Yeah, I have a loofah and I have one of those brushes. But every time I look at the brush, I'm like, you know what? I think my hand's going to be much better than this brush.
Yeah, what? Nick, are you a bare hand bandit?
Oh, no. I'm getting the washcloth.
I need a buffer. Y'all don't need no buffer? You actually feel clean by just using the bare hands?
Yes. So first of all, if you use body wash, which is a giant waste of money and I think a total scam, then you kind of have to use because otherwise it's just dripping out of your hands. But if you're a bar soap person, and my wife does not use the bar soap, so I don't have to worry about the strands, as you put them, just bare hand bandit, and then, I got a little lava rock in there, and if I need to exfoliate, I'll exfoliate with the lava rock. Yeah.
I don't want no rocks in my cracks and crevices.
You want a gourd in your crevice?
I want some buffer between all of that. And Angela Poe Russell just texted in and says this is for sure a thing. So again, Ursula.
Well, and look at this. Someone else pointed out that I lost it now. Darn it! Because you said it's for sure a thing. I think it's culturally something that you were brought up doing.
It's culturally for real.
Yeah.
It's definitely. I'm telling you, my delegations, you got the washcloth. You go to somebody's house, they give you a towel and a washcloth.
Yeah.
Well, I do that too.
I grew up with that.
Oh, you guys are courteous and give somebody the washcloth. Okay, that's nice of you, Ursula. But to make somebody go in without a towel, I feel like I'm in. I know there's people that listen.
See, here's the thing.
There's people that listen to this that are incarcerated. Shout out to y'all that's incarcerated. Appreciate y'all listening to the show. But I feel like I am incarcerated without having a washcloth, that I got to go in there and I got to go bare hand bandit.
But do you change your loofah or washcloth every single shower? That's the issue that I have with my brush, because that stuff gets nasty.
Yeah.
It's
got the cold water on it.
So I buy y'all know me. I buy a whole bunch of loofah sponges.
Oh, dear Lord.
I got a whole bunch.
What is a loofah, by the way?
What is it?
Well, it comes in different forms, but it's basically a scrubber. You can have it. Do you have like the...
And the lather gets so good. Or so you put the little shower wash on there.
It almost looks like a scrubber.
It's a gourd.
Well, it can come in different forms. But Jeff and Bonnie Lake has a couple of good ones for you. First of all, he said, so Gee wears a 3-piece suit in the hot box, and then he won't touch his body with bare skin. Yeah, that tracks.
Are you a never nude?
What you mean never nude?
A never nude? Somebody who just uncomfortable with the concept of nudity personally.
No.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about our trip.
Hey, look at
Washington.
Go ahead and read Ernie and Kent. Read him.
Gee, I'm totally shocked at Ursula.
Me too.
Chef, I can understand. Washcloth all day.
I'm not gonna.
Hey,
let me put it in the group. Are y'all shocked that Ursula is a bare hand bandit?
I feel like I need to explain the context of why this fits into Hell to the No. I think it's probably just because we're discussing the cracks and the crevices and
it's not that I don't have loofahs. I'm just keeping it real.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing. For women, very important to be able to feel, especially when you're doing circular motion on your breast to check for lumps and stuff. Yeah, I'm not doing that with a loofah.
All right. Thought that's what husbands were for.
So scenarios next. Gee Ursula.
On a 3-game win streak.
Got a man out there, the ball is caught.
Coming off a dominant win with the entire country watching.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
The Seahawks are back in front of the 12s. Out to show the hype is real. And looking to feast on some desert bird. Seahawks, Cardinals, Sunday at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 1:05. Pregame at 10 a.m.
The 12s hear the Hawks right here on KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM.
What's your holiday tradition? Now, if you're like me, it involves friends and family sharing an abundant meal to celebrate. This year, that tradition is feeling a little out of reach for way too many families. This is why the Nourish Everyone program provides grocery cards to people who are the most impacted in communities throughout Washington. The cards are distributed through food pantries, schools, community centers, and more. These grocery cards not only provide easy access to nutritious foods, but also the dignity to shop just like you and me and choose special foods and special occasions. So, make a donation next time you're at the Safeway. You going to pick up a Looper sponge? This is your time right now. It'll take all of us to working together to make sure everyone is welcome at the table for the holidays. Go to nourishingneighbors.com and find out how you can help. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
Cold weekend and rocks are moving and mold is creeping and water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
Your new home is now ready. D.R. Horton, America's builder, has new homes that are ready today. With new construction communities throughout the Puget Sound and Central Washington areas and more coming, D.R. Horton has the right home for you. At D.R. Horton, we're still building with more construction, more communities, and more homes available every day. Find your new home, now ready at drhorton.com. That's drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Makita's built for the pros who show up early, who don't do shortcuts, only precise cuts. With tools built to last, job after job, year after year. Performance that pays off, because when the job calls for the best, you answer. And when you need the best, you call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's always such a pleasure for me to catch up with you, Shannon O'Kelly, President and CEO of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. And as I understand it, calendar year is wrapping up. There's never a better time to take care of your aches and pains. Why?
Well, it's always a great time to come see us here at IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. We'll take care of your aches and pains. We'll get you better. But particularly, Brock, at the end of the year, most people have met their deductibles. They may have HSA, may have FSA funds. So use the opportunity to use your insurance to treat those aches and pains so you're not taking them into the new year. So you're healthy, fit, and you're excited about the new year. That's what it's all about. Here at IRG, we are so dedicated to making sure our patients really understand the insurance because it's a complex world. So when you call us, we're going to help you navigate your insurance. But I will tell everybody listening right now, if you've met your deductible, get your aches and pains treated here at IRG. We'll take care of you. We'll take care of your insurance. We'll take care of your family. We'll take care of everybody.
Clinics up and down the Puget Sound for you to go visit or see them online at irgpt.com.
Hartley here from Wilcox Family Farms. I'm so excited to have my cousin Amelia with me today. So how many chickens do you think there are on the farm?
3,000?
What do you think chickens eat?
Grass.
What else?
Seed.
So do you know what organic eggs are?
The ones that you put in brownies?
Yes, the ones you put in brownies.
We hope you choose fresh eggs from our family farm.
Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh
since 1909.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
You know what? I'm starting to learn something about the Gee and Ursula Show. And you know what? We're going into year 6. Maybe next year, Ursula, we might think about having like 75% topics like we just did, and then 25% news. Because it seems like when we talk news, y'all quiet.
Yeah, it's crickets. And then we talk about Butternase and Bare Hand Bandit versus Loofah.
Being naked in the sauna or not.
Mayonnaise sauce.
All right, Nick, let's go. Scenario.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
My 7-year-old daughter wanted a puppy. Of course, every kid wants a puppy or a pony, but she really wanted one. We have a grumpy, aging 13-year-old dog. He's blind, snaps at strangers, sounds like Scooter, growls all the time, and is starting to lose control of his bladder. I know that if we got a new puppy, the old dog would teach it bad behavior. Here's the thing. My wife is a softie, and I have never won an argument in our house. So some of you all can understand that. But on this topic, I said no way to getting a new dog until our old dog dies. Yesterday, I came home from work. Yep. We got a golden retriever puppy right now, and my daughter is so happy. Now, I know you guys are going to have your different opinions, but I seriously want to know what I should do. 888-973-5476 is the text line. Ursula, what you got?
Well, it sounds like you voiced your opinion and they went around you and basically didn't listen to you. So it would not be fair, in my opinion, to get rid of the new puppy, to try to insist on your way. But first of all, I would voice and I would ask them, first of all, how would you feel if I had done the same thing? And just have that conversation and say, I don't appreciate that I had an opinion, but you went around it and suddenly we're here. But now that we're here, how are we going to take care of this new puppy while also still taking care, just because the older dog, and by the way, Scooter is still sweet as ever. He is deaf.
He's never snapped at me.
He is a sweetie. Yeah, so he's very sweet. But you don't lose your responsibility with that older dog. If anything, I hope that the younger dog brings some new life to the older dog, because maybe they'll have companionship.
Right.
But I would insist on, hey, this older dog was also your dog, and you can't now neglect it in favor of the shiny new penny that is coming in the household.
Yeah. Back when I was younger growing up, sometimes, Ursula, and sometimes it was popular, you would say, well, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You already said you lose all the arguments in your house anyway. Ain't nothing you can do, bruh. Allie in Tacoma just said it. Your wife happy? Your daughter happy? What you gonna do? You ain't. Hey, next time. Well, ain't no next time.
But I'm curious though, because after a while, that's not going to work. I mean, you might be easygoing and say, yeah, I never win any arguments, but that's not a relationship that's going to be sustainable.
Oh, we don't have to look that deep.
What's that?
We don't have to look that deep. It's just a puppy. It's fine.
Well, I'm just saying, no. I mean, he addressed the part of someone feeling like they have zero say in a relationship. I'm sorry, but that's not going to work long term.
A lot of us guys also say that hyperbolically.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel for you, man, because I got an older dog and I have a young child, and the amount of urine that I have to deal with on a daily basis is like beyond the pale. So, dude, I'm serious. I do laundry every single day. Every day. I have not missed a day for probably 2 years. But here's the deal. You got two options. You can either wash your hands of all responsibility for the dogs and just be like, okay, you two made this choice. You two are responsible. Or you can stick this in your pocket and realize you just got yourself a golden ticket, my friend. Because, listen, they went ahead and did something that has huge consequences without your permission. Are you looking for a new boat, man? And the wife said no? Just come on home with it. You want to go on a week vacation with your buddies? Book your ticket. You got a free pass, my friend. Use it wisely.
I ain't gonna look. I gotta say this, full transparency. Lillian can buy whatever she wants. That's her thing. Please don't bring home a dog. Like, come on now. I mean, that is a real responsibility.
It is.
That's real.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And it's not fair to now bring this responsibility and then expect the person who didn't want it to take care of it.
All right, Nick, what you got?
Well, you got to give the dog his old days. That's the best thing you could do because old timers' days are numbered after all. Of course, you might want to get that new golden retriever now, but if you really love the dog, just ride the dog bond out before getting into that puppy love in the first place. I know it hurts and the new pup could be a remedy, but at the end times is also the responsibility of owning the dog in the first place. So give him his fair time.
All right. Good stuff. It's the third base hour coming up here on the Gee and Ursula Show. In Agree to Disagree at 11:30, we're going to be talking about an 80-year-old Iron Man finisher. Question, is it inspirational to talk about how great that is, or is it patronizing? We talk about that at 11:30. But up next, the Seahawks, they are playing at Lumen Field this week, and we'll kind of get you up to speed and tell you what you need to know in preparation of that game. We'll do all that next. Gee and Ursula.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
A 15-year-old girl who chewed through a rope to escape a serial killer.
I used my front teeth to saw on the rope in my mouth.
The killer prowled the Pacific Northwest in the early 70s. He's been convicted of murdering 2 young women, but suspected of many more.
Maybe there's another one in that area.
Follow and binge all episodes of Stolen Voices of Dole Valley, available now wherever you listen.
Dan owed an unbelievable amount of money to the IRS.
I got behind on my taxes. It's a horrible feeling.
He was in denial.
And when I got those letters from the IRS, you wanted to act like they didn't exist.
Finally, Dan turned to Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima got me a settlement with the IRS. These people are really people-friendly. It was every bit of a new lease on life for me.
The fast action and the great results made Dan's head spin.
I felt like I was in a dream, but it's real, and I have paperwork to prove it. They got the job done, and life is good.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
If you're worried about what's going to happen with the IRS, stop worrying. Make the call now.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Sponsored by Progressive. See why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive to stay protected on the road. See for yourself at Progressive.com.
For the news you trust.
Breaking news we are getting.
Experience matters.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo.
James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Good morning. I'm Heather Bosch.
Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
We're on YouTube, our app, and 97.3 FM.
Pros don't just show up. They prove how it's done. With precision and without shortcuts. Makita tools are built the same way. With a dedication to lasting quality. Trusted performance and results that reward your effort year after year. When the job calls for the best, call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different.
TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Carpoolers using the SR 167 Express toll lanes now need a Flex Pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Having Good to Go always costs less than pay by mail. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news.
A minimum wage increase proposal is moving forward in unincorporated King County.
KIRO News Radio.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering a comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value for just $99. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends November 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Get ready for a night of nonstop laughs. KIRO News Radio and Muckleshoot Casino Resort are giving you the chance to win 4 tickets to see Mike Epps live at the Muckleshoot Casino Event Center Tuesday, December 9th. Enter now at mynorthwest.com/win. That's mynorthwest.com/win.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Christopher Cruz. It's a tough go today for airline passengers on this first day of government-mandated flight reductions. WBBM radio reporter Nancy Hardy has been talking with flyers in Chicago.
Doreen Stoutland of Simi Valley had to come back here to O'Hare to claim luggage after her direct flight from LAX was canceled yesterday, and she had to book another flight through Phoenix. That was delayed, she says, for several hours.
United here has been great. I mean, it's not them. You know, it's just everything's getting delayed or canceled.
With that in mind, she's now worried about what that will mean for her return flight home on Sunday. Nancy Hardy for CBS News, Chicago.
At Newark Liberty, CBS's Meg Oliver says how much you'll be affected by the flight cuts depends on where you're flying out of.
We do know, and I want to put this into context, roughly over 25,000 flights are scheduled to depart across the country. Out of those flights, 748 will be cut today. Many of the airlines are saying that this is going to impact regional flights much more than those bigger hubs.
The Trump administration is asking a federal appeals court to block a district judge's order to distribute full SNAP benefits for November by today. Here's CBS's Aaron Navarro.
The judge has essentially said in his order that the administration has been too slow and that they are doing this delay for political reasons, citing President Trump's post essentially threatening to withhold SNAP funds if Senate Democrats do not reopen the government. The judge is requesting the Trump administration to dip into more contingency funds.
Cornell University's made a deal with the administration.
The university has agreed to pay $60 million and accept the administration's views on civil rights laws. In exchange, the Trump administration will restore more than $250 million in research funding to the university. Cornell's president says the agreement upholds the university's academic freedom. The administration has been pressuring other top universities over pro-Palestinian student protests, as well as policies designed to increase diversity, equity, and inclusion on campus. Several other universities have not agreed to settlements with the administration. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
President Trump is meeting with Hungary's strongman President Viktor Orban at the White House. He says they have a full agenda.
We're going to be talking trade. We're going to be talking a little bit of Russia, Ukraine. We'll be talking about energy and energy prices.
The 2026 Grammy Award nominations are out. Among the nominees, Kendrick Lamar, Jack Antonoff, and Lady Gaga.
Pay the toll to the angels.
The Grammy Awards will air February 1st live on CBS and Paramount+. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
We'll check flight cancellations at SeaTac Airport due to the government shutdown. But first, KIRO News Radio traffic. A crash is blocking a lane on I-5 southbound at the West Seattle Bridge. Traffic a little heavy getting onto the bridge there. A disabled vehicle is blocking a lane on the I-5 southbound express lanes near Northeast 46th 42nd Street, not seeing a huge impact there. And overall, your travel times are good. Everett to Seattle, 26 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, 28. Renton to Bellevue, 17. And your lake bridges are clear. Traffic brought to you by Closets by Design. Custom storage solutions for closets, garages, home offices, and more. ClosetsByDesign.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. The FAA has ordered airlines at the nation's busiest airports to reduce flights by 4% today because of safety concerns during the government shutdown, and that includes SeaTac Airport, where a traveler tells KIRO 7 TV.
Here's hoping that they get it together so people can be with their families for Thanksgiving.
I just checked FlightAware. It says 28 flights out of SeaTac have been canceled so far today, and there are 54 delayed. The sons of an 88-year-old South Seattle woman are pleading for justice. Emma Cotton was sitting on her back porch last month when a robber attacked her for her jewelry, biting off her finger when he couldn't get her ring off. Her son tells KIRO 7 TV.
One of the things that impressed me the most about what she said, we were all sitting in the room talking, and she said, "Marvin, I forgive him."
Police are still searching for the robber. King County prosecutors say an unregistered sex offender is now charged with first-degree murder with sexual motivation in the cold case killing of 14-year-old Tanya Frazier. She disappeared from her Seattle neighborhood in 1994 and was later found stabbed to death. 57-year-old Mark Anthony Russ is being held without bail. Snohomish County deputies are searching for the hit-and-run driver who injured a man on Halloween. More from KIRO 7 TV's Jason Sloss.
Chris Bender says he and a neighbor noticed a group of several people en masse stealing candy off porches. The group also seen egging homes. When they stopped next to a mom and her little boy on the sidewalk, then someone in the truck threw something at them. Bender says he went over to tell the group to leave.
They were stopped, they looked at me, and then gunned it.
Bender was taken to the hospital. He suffered a broken leg and rib, a concussion, along with plenty of scrapes and bruises.
Incumbent Bruce Harrell still leads the Seattle mayor's race, but the gap is shrinking. His margin over Katie Wilson dropped from 8 points on election night to about 6. The next ballot count comes at 4 this afternoon. Seattle's new pro women's hockey league team now has a name.
We are the Seattle Torrent.
The team's logo features a stylized S resembling rushing water. The Torrent kicks off its inaugural season November 21st in Vancouver, BC, with its first home game November 28th at Climate Pledge Arena against the Minnesota Frost. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Cloudy skies today with highs in the mid-50s. It's 54 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
It's the third base hour of the show. Happy Fresh Fridays to all of you. Happy November 7th. Good morning to you, Ursula.
Good morning. I just want to point out that you started the show saying you were already on third base.
Well, I couldn't.
So
I couldn't leave. They would charge me a vacation day. They did.
This is true, but it's been an especially fresh Friday, and we thank all of you also. All of you listening, all of you texting, all of you posting on the Gee and Ursula Show Facebook page. We sure appreciate you. Also, those of you who are watching on YouTube, we appreciate you hanging out with us there as well. As always, we do invite you to join us on our text line, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
Top stories at 11.
On the Gee and Ursula Show.
So this is an off-year election, and generally those tend to be not very well attended, if you will. A lot of people just decide to sit it out. But this seems to be maybe a different kind of year. And so we want to find out a few more specifics about, especially in King County, what is happening. There are a few races still in the balance. So joining us right now is Haley Watkins with King County Elections. Good morning, and thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so there are a couple of races that are obviously being closely watched. And in the mayoral race in Seattle, Katie Wilson's campaign had said that King County is counting ballots much more slowly than normal this year. Can you respond to that?
That is actually not true. We are right on pace with what we tend to post and tend to have updated for a local odd year election. What we do tend to see is in these odd year local elections, we get more voters who return their ballot on election day alone. So they hang on to their ballot until that very last moment. Whereas in an even year, such as a presidential election, folks are voting earlier and at a steadier pace, which of course allows us to get through those ballots a little bit quicker in an even year. But we received 252,000 ballots from drop boxes alone on election day. Each one has to go through its process to be verified and counted accurately.
Hey, Haley, there's a lot of inaccurate things that get talked about during this time. And I'm sure you guys go crazy when you hear it being said, you being accused of these things. This year, what's the one thing that has really made you guys kind of lose your hair like me?
Oh gosh, I think that before election day, what was making me lose my hair a little bit is the conversation that was happening that it was historically low turnout in this election. That was never the case in this election, and it's certainly not where we ended up being. We ended up at a 45% turnout, which is exactly what we projected. We knew that voters would hang on to their ballots until that last weekend. We know that more than half of folks turn in their ballots on that Monday and Tuesday of election week in these local years. So there was some conversation swirling that it was going to be a low turnout election, and that is simply not the case. We're actually at the second highest voter turnout in an odd year election in the last decade.
Oh, that's great.
The last time we did 45% was 2019.
So Haley, hold on. How do you, because I saw big publications coming out and actually saying, oh, lower than usual turnout. How do you think that misrepresentation happened? Who gave that information? Was there anybody from your office? Was it you, Haley? Anybody that said this?
Well, that certainly didn't come from us at King County Elections, and I wish folks had asked us before they ran with that conversation, because that is not what we saw. And every time I was asked in this election, we told them we are trending exactly where we expect to be. We expect to have a busy election day, and of course, that's what we saw. We know that sometimes folks get those presidential or those even years stuck in their minds, but really it's kind of apples to oranges when it comes to an odd year versus an even year and how voters turn out to vote in things.
Okay, so we are listening to Haley Watkins with King County Elections. You're expecting 45%. How much of the vote has been counted so far? What can we expect in the days ahead? I'm sorry, we're having a bit of a technical difficulty.
You were cutting out from.
Okay, so what you said 45% turnout. How many votes have been counted so far? How much is left to go?
Yes, we have in the counts about 430,000 ballots already. We are expecting to add another 100,000 in today's 4 p.m. update, which will leave us with about 120,000 left to count as we head into next week.
Okay. And are you also seeing that because there was a lot of talk about not mailing in your ballots if it was the last week of the election, more people were dropping off their ballots into the ballot boxes? Did that affect anything?
We did see heavy traffic day. Again, for many years, we have encouraged voters to use those drop boxes in those final days of the election. And that's certainly them due and hanging on to have that and get it out in the mail. In those final days, folks turn to those drop boxes. We heard of lines out at Seattle Central College, for example, on the UW campus, as folks were getting those ballots back in on election day.
Well, Haley, we really thank you so much, Haley Watkins, with King County Elections. We appreciate your time. And the next time we got some questions, we gonna call Haley.
Appreciate you coming on with us and apologize for some of the technical issues that we had.
It's
Thank
on
you
our
so
end.
much.
We got that McDonald's Wi-Fi, Haley. My bad. Thank you.
Okay, hey, we're going to talk about the Seahawks. We're going to switch gears here because there's a big game on Sunday, and I overheard people saying, now this is a must-win. Now, aren't they all must-wins? What is happening with this one?
Well, see, what happens, Ursula, is the expectations are different today than they were before. Let me explain. Earlier in the season, before the season, there's this guy by the name of G. Scott that did not really think that Sam Darnold would be as good as he has been.
You were worried that the Seahawks were going to be cheeks.
Yes. I was worried about them
Cheeks
being
and strands.
I thought they was going to be cheeks this year. Well, Sam Darnold has been great, right? And by the way, a coach once told me it is better to have no quarterback than the wrong quarterback. All you Raiders fans get that right now. Now, what's happening with the Seahawks is, Ursula, they're 6-2. They're playing really good football, right? Not just myself, but the national experts are playing above that. So what has happened is now, are they going to be contenders for playoffs, contenders for Super Bowl? Even though they are playing very well, so are the other teams in the division. The Rams are playing well. Even though the San Francisco 49ers are really hurt, they beat the Seahawks at home, and they keep continuing to win somehow. So this game with the Arizona Cardinals is a division rival. It's a team that they're kind of on the crest, or really turning things on a little bit. They're doing really well.
They have a new quarterback.
They have a backup quarterback, which is Jacoby Brissett, which, by the way, he's actually better for the team than their real quarterback at Kyler Murray. I know this. I have sources around the team. They don't like Kyler Murray. They don't like the quarterback. It's like having a boss and you don't like that boss, but then you have the backup boss that shows up and you actually like the backup boss more than the old boss. And so what happens is, in the quarterback position, that is what kind of happens. So in this case, the Seahawks are at home. Ursula, they have not been winning at home, right?
They need to break that.
So
plus they're playing. Okay, so is Arizona like a last place team?
They're not last. The thing they're not. No. They're good. The thing is a combination of right now. Have you ever had a friend that called their significant other daddy?
No, but I've heard of people who you have.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You know, if you got it like that, you got it like that.
Yeah.
When they call you daddy,
No, that's weird.
Yeah. Well, right now the Arizona Cardinals low key call the Seahawks daddy because the Seahawks have pulled the belt out and beat them 8 times in a row.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
But I'm not saying that they're not a good team, because they are. It just so happens that the Seahawks, right? You know, sometimes they pull that belt out. You know what I mean? And so the Arizona Cardinals have called them daddy. So a game like this is going to be a very intense game. Playoff atmosphere, November 9th. It's going to be happening this Sunday at Lumen Field. They got to have this game.
Okay, as long as we're speaking about sports, did you hear about this whole thing with Tom Brady's new dog?
I saw it, but I don't understand it. What happened?
Okay, so it's a clone of his dead dog. And so he has revealed that his new pup, Junie, is actually a genetic copy of his late dog, Lua, who died a couple of years ago. And he admits that he worked with a Dallas biotech company called Colossal Biosciences. Important to note, he's an investor in this company, and they used a simple blood draw taken from Lua before she passed away to create the clone. Do we know how much this cost?
No, I'm sure it's pricey.
You know what? Have you guys ever heard this saying, like, never meet your heroes?
Because eventually they become villains, that one?
Michael, like when I was growing up, I loved Michael Jordan. My dad never liked Michael Jordan. Like, he did not like him because of what he did not do. Anyway, that's a long story.
So Tom Brady, you used to love Tom Brady?
Every time, like, Tom Brady is really starting to get up under my skin. First of all, do you like this? Do you like this whole cloning thing?
No.
It's terrible.
No, it sounds like it's something that the rich can do because they just have endless amounts of money. And why not? I mean, the idea of trying to recreate a dog that has passed. I mean, Scooter has been the best dog ever.
Yeah, I don't like
that. But once Scooter is gone, I'm not going to try to recreate Scooter.
Liz in Gig Harbor says she heard it on the news yesterday that it cost Tom Brady $50,000.
There you go.
See, that's that. You know what I mean?
It's like when you have so much money, like, well, in their mind, why not? But I guess morally, ethically, is there an issue with that where I don't know.
I want to say this. Okay, because I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. I don't like this. However, I do know how attached we do get to animals.
I understand that.
And so if there is an opportunity for me to clone one of my exact cats that I have right now, had I lost my cat,
you had the money to do it.
And I had the money to do it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be honest, I would do it. But even with that being said, am I making myself clear? I don't think that we should be able to do it.
Well, 360 says they've been cloning horses for years. I just watched one sell for $50,000 the other day. And then others are saying Barbara Streisand also cloned her dogs a while ago.
The horse thing, that's because they want the same genetics for racing. It's not because of like an emotional attachment.
Well, for whatever reason for doing it, I guess.
Craig and Puyallup said,
creepy.
Craig and Puyallup says it's weird, but look up Jeremy Renner. I used to like him. First of all, don't say anything. I love Jeremy Renner. I love the actor. Mayor. I don't want to hear anything bad about Jeremy Renner.
Sorry, I'm going to ruin it for you.
No, because
Mark in Nisqually, though, says, okay, just in talking about spending $50,000 to clone or to come up with a genetic copy of your old dog.
Yeah.
Mark in Nisqually says it could have funded a lot of pediatric health care, could have funded a lot of things.
Well, you could say that about anything rich people buy.
This is true.
Well, gee, what about this, Ursula? Let's say you had that kind of money, or in the future it becomes more affordable, and Scooter was at this age when your boys were ages 4 and 6.
Yeah.
And the boys were just so busted up about the fact that, Scooter has cancer and they're going to lose this. They're going to lose Scooter.
Yeah.
And they'd heard that, hey, you could copy Scooter and we could get a baby Scooter, Mommy. Why can't we get a baby Scooter?
Okay, I'll give you my explanation that I would say is that's not how generally life really works. There is a life cycle. And I think it's important to understand that this is part of the cycle. At some point, you're going to lose this loved one, and I get it. But am I doing them any justice by trying to basically kick the can down the road, and eventually that dog's going to die too?
Well, what about the parents that the goldfish dies and you flush it down the toilet and you just go to the store before the kids get home from school and you buy another goldfish?
I've never done that. And when my kids had a hamster and that hamster died and they were trying to save the hamster, we didn't realize it had wet tail and they were trying to. I hate to say this, they were young and I didn't see it happening. They were trying to blow dry the hamster's hair to get. And they couldn't do anything to save the hamster. I mean, it was a life lesson. It was like, unfortunately, sometimes they do get sick.
I have to give a PSA for folks who potentially have hamsters and children. If hamsters get too cold, they will basically go into shock and freeze up and look like they're not breathing. So sometimes they actually just need to warm up a little, but not with the.
By the way,
exactly. No,
Craig and Puyallup. Craig, listen, man, I was enjoying my day, and now I done looked up Jeremy Renner. Oh, Jeremy Renner, if you guys love Taylor Sheridan shows, you guys know he does all the best right now, Mayor of Kingstown and Landman and all that kind of stuff. Well, Ursula, Jeremy Renner, great dude, but I guess it's been breaking.
No. Okay, I don't want to.
You don't want to know?
I don't want to know. Well, what is breaking news?
I mean, it's not breaking news like that, but I mean, it's kind of news. Yeah, I mean, I can't believe
I think people should know who they decide to spend their entertainment dollars on.
He's accused of threatening to call ICE on a Chinese film partner.
Oh, not cool.
Come on, cool, Jeremy.
No. Hey, back to the dog thing and cloning, though.
Yeah.
Christine in Wallingford asks, can you guarantee the same personality of the dog when you're doing the cloning? No. So again, you're just throwing your money into the wind.
Like I look at Vito, my cat Vito.
Yeah.
Hey, my cat Vito, he like, hey, look here. I remember how life used to be. Life is good now. Vito got that, and that's why he doesn't go downstairs anymore. He doesn't leave. He wants to stay right there in the room. He's like, I am not leaving this life. And meanwhile, Frankie, my new cat, doesn't know how life used to be. So no, you can't clone the personality. But Jeremy Renner, Ursula, I'm hurting.
Oh no.
I love Jeremy Renner. That was the dude that got crushed in the accident just recently.
That's right.
He came back. All right, what we doing, Ursa? Agree? Oh,
yes, agree to disagree.
Next, Gee and Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes on a 3-game win streak.
Got a man out there, the ball is caught.
Coming off a dominant win with the entire country watching.
Touchdown, Seahawks.
The Seahawks are back in front of the 12s, out to show the hype is real and looking to feast on some desert bird. Seahawks, Cardinals, Sunday at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 1:05. Pregame at 10 a.m.
The 12s hear the Hawks right here on KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore, and every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167, some things have changed and some things haven't. Using those lanes without a good-to-go account means you'll receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. You'll always pay the lowest toll rate with good-to-go. No change. Carpoolers now need a Flex Pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Does a good-to-go pass still save you $2 on every toll? Definitely not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com. Free Flex Passes while supplies last.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
All right, here's a quick confession. The reason Nick, my wife, is going to Longevity Medical Clinic is because why?
I got sick of watching you sleep at night when I was awake.
Wait a minute. Here's what would happen. I'd be asleep because I've got my hormones balanced thanks to Longevity Medical Clinic. I'm asleep, and then Nick would go, "Are you asleep? Are you sleeping? That's not fair. I can't sleep." I'm like, "So you're going to wake me up?"
Yes, because I didn't want you to have more energy than I would the next day, and I was up all night.
So what did I say to you? I said, so go to the Longevity Medical Clinic. Do the same thing I did. Get your hormones balanced. You'll sleep better, right?
And I did.
Right. You don't have to wake me up anymore and go, it's not fair that you're sleeping.
I know.
But didn't you see that it wasn't fair that you were waking me up?
Yes, because now you're the one taking the dogs out because I'm still asleep in the morning.
So we're both getting good night's sleep. We're both getting lots of energy, and we're happy.
You want me to tell you why? Because my hormones are now balanced.
Okay, I don't want to hear about your hormones right now. So be like Nick and get a free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important for you to review your current coverage and compare all your options during Medicare open enrollment. Compare health plans, drug coverage, and costs. See if you can save some money, and don't forget to make sure your drugs are covered. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Visit Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering a comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value for just $99. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends November 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
Republicans, Democrats come together, find a little of reason.
An air traveler begging for an end to the government shutdown, which has caused a shortage of air traffic controllers, safety concerns, and now airlines are being told to reduce their flights. KIRO 7 TV's Ranji Sinha has more from SeaTac Airport.
In the Department of Transportation's order, 4% of flights cut today. That goes up to 6% on Tuesday, 8% on Thursday, and 10% a week from today.
Here's hoping that they get it together so people can be with their families for Thanksgiving.
Alaska says it cut routes on its high-frequency routes. And travel experts suggest that you book with the airline. That way, it is easier to make flight changes. Also, they're recommending avoiding layovers if at all possible.
28 flights have been canceled at SeaTac so far today, 66 flights delayed. Senate Republicans had hoped for a vote later today on a measure to end the shutdown. CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns reports.
Talking to Democrats, they are very emboldened from the election results on Tuesday and from the president's own comments the following morning, saying that Republicans were the ones getting the blame. And that, in his words, was evident from the election results.
Democrats are demanding an extension of tax credits that keep health insurance premiums under the Affordable Care Act lower. The Trump administration is appealing a judge's ruling that it fully funds SNAP food benefits using a contingency fund. The administration has said it would partially fund benefits. It's unclear exactly when, but some KIRO News Radio listeners tell us their benefits have restarted. The number of people in ICE custody is at a record 66,000, more from CBS's Camila Montoya Galvez.
About half of the detainees currently in ICE custody do not have a criminal conviction or charge. They are being held solely because of civil immigration violations.
The FBI has arrested a 19-year-old Kent man in connection with a foiled ISIS-inspired terror plot in Michigan. Saeed Ali Mer is the 8th suspect charged in the alleged plan targeting Halloween weekend. The acting U.S. attorney for the District of New Jersey here.
Along with other co-conspirators, used encrypted messaging applications to plan travel to Turkey and then to Syria to join ISIS as fighters.
Murr faces multiple charges. The University of Washington women's soccer program says goalkeeper Mia Hammond has died at the age of 21 from an aggressive form of kidney cancer. Coach Nicole Van Dyke calling Mia the heart of our program, praising her courage and kindness. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 82 points, NASDAQ off 202. KIRO News Radio traffic, here's Nate Connors.
All right, Heather, hey, we're looking pretty good across the region right now as we round out the morning hours. Our report brought to you by D.R. Horton. Really, the only significant backup is North 5 into Seattle. You're slow from Albro in the downtown. South Center to Seattle has about a 5-minute delay. South 5 is crowded from Northgate in the downtown, but you're at freeway speeds here. Linwood to Seattle, right around a 20-minute drive. We have a stall northbound 99 just before the stadiums, but it's in the bus lane, so it isn't affecting the flow of traffic at all. Northbound 167 slows briefly through the Pacific Lane restrictions. South 5, a little backup now at the JBLM main gate, Tacoma to Olympia, 40-minute drive. And we have a wind advisory in effect at the Tacoma Narrows Bridge. Move-in ready homes from D.R. Horton, America's builder across Puget Sound and Central Washington. Find yours at drhorton.com, an equal housing opportunity builder. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Cloudy skies today with highs in the mid-50s. It's 54 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. It is 11:34 on this fresh Friday, and Gee is bumping his fist right now. Text us, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. I know you're going to be relaxing this weekend, right? You don't work this weekend.
By the way, by the way, I just want to, is there something about, Nick, that music, it only sounds good in Las Vegas.
That clubby house kind of stuff?
Yes, in a pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
The pool party.
The energy is,
yes.
But here, I don't want to hear that here. But when you in Vegas, boy.
Yes. Yes, Vegas. Right. Okay, it's time for us to agree to disagree, brought to you by Guardian Roofing and Gutters.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves. Just really go at it.
Hey, here's a brand new one you guys have not heard about. This is breaking from Tesla's shareholder meeting. I believe it was last night. Elon Musk says that Tesla drivers like Yuji will soon be able, I know, sensitive point, will soon be able to text and drive. So right now, as you know, even when self-driving is enabled, Tesla vehicles monitor the driver's eyes to make sure their eyes are on the road.
Big time.
But Musk said that unsupervised full-service driving that will allow texting and driving should arrive within a month or two. Now, take this with a grain of salt. Musk is pretty famous for over-promising and under-delivering. Case in point, he predicted that Tesla would achieve complete autonomy in 2 years in 2015. Clearly, that did not happen. Gee, what do you think about the possibility of complete full-service full driving, autonomous driving, and the drivers just checking out?
So, being capable is one thing. Like, I think obviously it's capable of doing that now. Actually letting that go is another. But I will say this on the self-driving. Right now, it used to be, Ursula, if I hit the button and I go from here at work to my house, right, it would just take me in front of my house. It wouldn't go into the driveway. Now, my self-driving takes me to my house, to the driveway, into the garage.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And that's really cool. But what happens when you then switch over to a car that is not self-driving? Do your habits from your other car transfer over to... And do you fully believe in the car and its capabilities when it's self-driving that it's going to do the right thing? I just hate this idea.
Yeah, I get it, but and do I? Is it sometimes uncomfortable? Like self-driving for me at nighttime when it's raining, that's hard for me. Okay, I'm gonna be honest about that. Like that's
As in to give it up
to give up that control.
Okay.
Like sometimes I get a little weirded out. I got this. However, sometimes late at night, which tonight I'll be out late.
Yeah.
I'll get in the car and I'll self-drive if it's not raining or nothing because I'm tired.
Yeah.
And not that I'm going to go to
and
sleep.
I understand where you could have, because you could always override it, right? I've never driven a Tesla,
Yes,
so
you can
I don't
override it.
understand all the technology.
Yeah.
But it's just the idea of turning it over to, I would always rather have the ability, just like with a pilot. Yeah, you can put it, but ultimately, if something goes wrong, I want the pilot to be aware.
Yeah, but the truth is, you know how sometimes you might have that friend or loved one that's scared of flying. They're like, "Oh, I'm scared of flying," and then we always give them the stats. Well, technically, it's safer to fly than it is to drive.
Yes.
I would say that the self-driving is safer in a lot of situations because the self-driving is not on their phones.
That's
They're
true.
not. They're not drunk.
And truth be known, driving at night in the rain is my worst kind of driving.
You got that.
I don't even trust myself.
People's
doing
reaction reflexes.
Yes.
So it gets really subjective. But,
yeah. Okay. I need to ask something else though about Elon Musk that did get in the news, and this is another agree to disagree question.
What's up?
Sorry, Chef.
Oh, no, you're good.
You know what
You're
I'm
good.
about to ask?
No, I don't.
What is this deal with this pay package that could make him the world's first trillionaire? When
He'd
you
get
hear,
there without the pay package.
I mean, like that's coming.
That's disgusting.
It's coming.
But he got a pay package that was approved for $1 trillion.
Yes.
It's like
disgusting.
You guys wait, but we do know that is the goal, right? We do know that being worth he's the first one that's worth $500 billion. The next thing is now being worth $1 trillion. Can I ask you guys a question? When you see Elon Musk, does he look happy to you? He doesn't look happy to me.
He's got family members who don't even talk to him.
The
He's got
reason
probably-
why is because the gap, we talked about this earlier, the gap between what he has and what he wants is huge. That dude wants to be a trillionaire, and he will go by any means. But somebody's going to tell me right now, but gee, he's worked hard to get there.
Okay, can we put the I know. Can we put $1 trillion into perspective?
They work hard. They work hard to get their $1 trillion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you spent $40 per second, this is from a columnist, Jerry Pacheco, who broke this down. If you spent $40 per second around the clock, it would take you 289 days just to exhaust $1 billion. Again, $40 for every second. Now, if you did the same thing with $1 trillion, it would take you 792 years to go broke.
You know what?
Great.
Whoa. Hey, Chef, I think this is our moment.
Uh-oh.
Ursula.
Should anyone have $1 trillion? No.
No. I'm not going to $1 trillion.
Should anyone have $1 billion? Okay, I'm going to quote G. Scott.
What you got?
The toothpaste is out of the tube.
Okay.
What are we
Live in
going
a
to do now?
capitalistic society.
We're going to live in a capitalistic society. Has it gotten egregious?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think some people should be able to do $1 billion because
What's your cutoff?
Because people like Mackenzie Scott do amazing things with $1 billion.
What's the cutoff? What's Ursula Reutin's cutoff?
I don't
This
have.
our chance.
I can't. $1 billion.
Oh.
Let's stop at $1 billion. After
$1 billion and
it's
one.
not going to happen. I'm just talking.
No. After $1 billion, you get taxed.
Oh my gosh! You should get taxed. Oh, excuse me. No. Maybe I haven't made myself clear.
Okay, come on.
You should get taxed percentage-wise. It should not be on the middle class and lower income to have a higher percentage of their income taxed. Oh no.
And
let's be clear. I don't care if you make $50 billion, but I think you should be taxed accordingly.
And I have to reiterate this because I want everybody to get this in their heads. Your house, your most valuable possession, your most valuable asset is taxed every single year. His $500 billion or whatever will be taxed once when it's sold.
Yeah. And I heard a percentage on what I believe it was Tesla, like the percentage. I mean, the amount that company is paying in taxes is just a fraction.
But they give people jobs. And then
I don't. That's not an argument that I buy. I'm not anti-business by any stretch.
Yeah.
But I think corporations and billionaires need to pay, and I'm going to use it. It's going to trigger some people, their fair share of taxes.
I almost had to dump myself.
Hey, Ursula, I'm just going to let you cook.
Yeah.
Go ahead now. Okay.
Okay, but it's a Fresh Friday, so what are we going to do next?
Text messages, feedback. I might not even come back for this next segment. Words to Live by Gee Ursula.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Makita's built for the pros who show up early, who don't do shortcuts, only precise cuts. With tools built to last, job after job, year after year. Performance that pays off, because when the job calls for the best, you answer. And when you need the best, you call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
A blown left headlight is making Erica's drive to her son's soccer game darker and darker. So she goes to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
Where a friendly AutoZoner finds her 2 new bulbs.
These lights have the most clarity.
And helps her get back on the road so she can brighten her drive and the cheering section.
All right, all right.
See clearer and drive safer with new lights. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Hey, this is Pete from Home Matters, a show that covers everything having to do with your home. Tune in every Saturday from 2 to 3 on KIRO Newsradio, where you'll hear from local business owners who are experts in their industries. From foundation to flooring, roofing and windows, furniture, and financial planning, it's everything in and around your home, and we've got you covered on Home Matters. If it matters to you, it matters to us here at Home Matters. Saturdays from 2 to 3 right here on KIRO Newsradio, or listen to the podcast on mynorthwest.com.
Eric Butler here, General Manager at Kia of Everett, your simple, easy, fun dealership. Winter roads are coming. Good thing Kia of Everett makes driving simple, easy, and fun. With advanced safety features and all-weather performance across our entire lineup, come take a test drive from our huge selection of the best all-wheel drive models and option packages, ready to take on whatever this season throws our way. With amazing pricing and financing, now is the time to buy at Kia of Everett.
The best drive you'll ever take is to Kia of Everett. Simple, easy, fun.
There are 5 things money can do for you: growth, liquidity, cash flow, protection, and tax advantages. Don't miss an opportunity because your current retirement plan only focuses on 2 or 3 of them. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Don't settle for a partial plan. Get the real deal by requesting your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
Carpoolers using the SR 167 Express toll lanes now need a Flex Pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Having Good to Go always costs less than pay by mail. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
Hey, football fans, Steve Rabel here. You know what makes Washington State truly special? It's the people, the everyday champions who serve, care, and connect. This fall, your local credit union, WSECU, is proud to celebrate 4 of these inspiring individuals as part of Washington's Community Champions. Serving Washington since 1957, WSECU is the only credit union named a Forbes Best Credit Union 5 years in a row. Now it's your turn to get in the game. Nominate your hero today at mynorthwest.com/champion.
Oh, it is the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning, everybody. It's been a fresh Fridays. Kara, the cleaning lady, texted in Ursula and said, favorite segment of the week was the sauna segment. Even my aunt, who listens to KIRO News Radio, laughed at that, and she usually tunes out for the show.
But you came up, a lot of people were talking about that sauna segment. And you came up with a conclusion about the whole sauna thing and clothing. And I think you're on it.
Because I talked about it at the gym with some of the gym folks. Shout out to the gym that I work out at. And it's simple. People that work out in gyms, right, they are about usually putting your clothes on in the sauna. And people that go to health clubs and go to a day spa,
that's me.
you know, you're naked. So, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to catch MRSA.
Yeah.
And so, and by the way, that's a real thing at these gyms. Athlete feet and all that kind of stuff. You can get nasty now.
Okay, so we covered a lot of topics, and I will just reiterate that the topics that were a lot lighter today really got you going. But let's talk about some of the serious stuff. The shutdown that is impacting many flights. 206 says, flew home yesterday on Alaska from Cabo. We were supposed to get in at 10 o'clock at night. We got in at 2:30 this morning. We had to divert to LAX to go through customs in LA because customs at SeaTac was shut down.
Wow. Maureen in the 253 says, why are these poor workers being sent paychecks showing 0? The hell is the matter with our government? And by the way, Maureen, that is true. A buddy of mine showed me his stub that he got on the computer.
That's like a slap in the face.
Imagine getting a physical check with $0. Like, we'll issue it to you. We can do it, but just no money on it.
Ursula 253 is a federal worker working with no pay, borrowing money from my daughter to pay rent. My daughter works a minimum wage job. Food is very expensive. Now imagine that. Like, my heart is just breaking.
Oh.
Okay, I just want to remind you that next week, listen in. Another reason to listen every day next week, because we're going to try to do something, and we need your help in making the holidays a little brighter for folks. Okay, so we are going to share how that is. This NFL player who died by suicide after a short police chase, we were talking about an important message, which is it's not a sign of weakness to ask for help if you're struggling with mental illness.
Yeah. Marco in the 360 says, I just this morning asked my 16-year-old how he's feeling mentally. I always let him know he can always come to me. His mom and sisters if he ever feels not right mentally or physically. He plays sports and always is under pressure to be the best to keep playing in college, not to mention school and get the good grades. Hey, Marco, let me tell you something. That is probably the most important thing that you can do for your child is to ask them how they are feeling. And I hope that somebody's listening right now goes home today and asks their child, hey, how you doing? You doing okay?
Bobby in Tacoma says, I've been doing my work as a social worker for 15 years. I have not once had anyone lie to me when you ask the words, are you thinking of killing yourself? You have to say it like that. Don't sugarcoat it. People will be honest almost all the time. It's true. You flat out say it that way if you're worried about it.
That's a good one, Bobby. Thank you for that. Best ways to make a grilled cheese sandwich. Our good friend Jess in Utah says, OMG, Ursula, I don't mean to toot my horn, but I make the best grilled cheese. Get some German dark rye bread, butter the outsides, any cheese of your choice. I like Havarti or pepper jack. So put those slices of bread on a medium heat skillet with cheese on the side. Let it get melted, then add deli ham or turkey. At that part, just put the sandwich together and flip. Let it rest for a minute or so after turning off the burners so the flavors blend. I also use green Tabasco. A little goes a long way. Once it's nice and toasty and warm, you can treat it like a dip for soup. Much love, loyal listener, no matter what state. Jess, I'm not lying. I would pay $100 right now for one of your grilled cheese
sounds
sandwiches.
Really good.
I would pay for some black
sell that at an auction.
Oh, Ursula's time for your words to live by and me to get out of here.
I'm going to quote Nelson Mandela. Very simple message. We can change the world and make it a better place. It is in our hands to make a difference.
Yeah, it is. That's true. Gosh, that sandwich sounds good, Ursula.
It really does.
I was hard to concentrate on your words to live by. All right, Brother Nick, what's up?
Well, we all know that everyone's at third base on this day, itching for a sign to race home and the chance to run away. And I only hope when wrapping up the week, there's time to clean, not just homes and backyard chores, but that old shower time routine. But please, if you're the only one in this group, there's really no need to share if you wash yourself with just your hands without a thought or care. At least get a cloth or maybe even a loofah for crying out loud. Please, just help me help you, okay?
You've never done the help me help you. Very, very well done.
Are you saying if you scrub my back, I'll scrub yours?
Let's not get that literal.
Yeah, and Chef, you went a little too far. Liz and Gig Harbor during that conversation, listen to it on our podcast because Chef did go a little far.
What?
Liz and Gig Harbor said, I'm getting visuals that are very disturbing.
Okay.
When we were talking about loofahs and washcloths and...
I got a question. Do you all think, because I don't know if you guys be paying attention, but Chef does go far a lot.
Yeah, he does.
Do you guys think I could get away with how far Chef goes on some of these topics? No!
You should hear me off the air.
He's better with the Hail Mary.
Yes. All right. Good stuff, Ursula. Good stuff.
Yes.
See you on Monday.
Yes.
All right.
Enjoy the weekend.
Chef, thank you. Nick, thank you, Brett. Appreciate you. Jake and Spike Show, they're coming in next. Stick around. If you are a bare hand bandit, good luck to you this weekend. Appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you had as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
Give us a play. Give us right away. Like car wash. Talking about the car wash. Car wash, yeah. Come on, y'all, and sing it with me. Car wash.
On a 3-game win streak.
Got a man out there, the ball is caught.
Coming off a dominant win with the entire country watching.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
The Seahawks are back in front of the 12s. Out to show the hype is real. And looking to feast on some desert bird. Seahawks, Cardinals. Sunday at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 1:05. Pregame at 10 a.m.
The 12s hear the Hawks right here on KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM.
Your new home is now ready. D.R. Horton, America's builder, has new homes that are ready today. With new construction communities throughout the Puget Sound and Central Washington areas and more coming, D.R. Horton has the right home for you. At D.R. Horton, we're still building with more construction, more communities, and more homes available every day. Find your new home, now ready at drhorton.com. That's drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
KIRO News Radio.
Get on the YouTube channel.
We're live all day on YouTube. Every show, every day.
Hang out with us. The whole gang's there.
And you never know what you might see.
Back up the camera. Oh, my God.
Just search KIRO News Radio, then subscribe.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo.
Your best source for local news.
Newly released police video shows the arrest of a 17-year-old.
KIRO Newsradio.
Protect your liver and give it the support it deserves with Active Liver from New Nordic. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meijer Grocery, or online at Amazon or at newnordicusa.com.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-924-7415. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-924-7415. 800-924-7415. 800-924-7415.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1 to